Welcome, everybody, to the Monday Night Wave, your new favorite wrestling podcast where we mix wrestling with some vibey, wavy beats made by our host and producer, who usually opens the show, but I thought on episode 16 he needed a special welcome. But before that, let me introduce myself. I am your mother's favorite co-host. I am the wild card. I am the king of gorgeous, Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery Hero. Now, without further ado, say his name and he appears. I believe in lone injury.
Wow.
I believe in lone injury. They love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland, and Canada and Mexico. I say, I believe in lone injury. Hey, tell them why we believe in you. Tell them why I believe in you.
people. It's your favorite babyface's babyface, the one and only Jay, aka the wavy one, the lone one. That was great, man.
Thank you. You know what else I believe in? The Shield. But the other thing I believe in is asking you, the question I ask you every single week, and that's Lone Hendry. What do you want to pod about?
It's a great day to pod about wrestling. Before we get into any wrestling talk, just a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
By the time you guys are listening to this is Monday, of course, but yesterday was Mother's Day. So shout out to all the mothers out there,
Yeah, it's that Mother's Day hangover, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As far as topics today, we got a couple news topics we can talk about. What you got for me? Let's start with yours.
So we'll start with something light and awesome. Nikki Cross completes her master degree. That's one of the reasons she's been gone for so long. She went back to school, she finally got her master degree. But now she's like, F it, I want to get this PhD too. So congratulations, congratulations to Nikki. That's an awesome accomplishment. She's rumored to be part of something soon, so maybe we'll see her in the ring soon, or at least on TV. But as of right now, she's getting that education, and shout out to her.
Shout out to Nikki Cross, man. That's a really dope accomplishment. Very tough to do in a lot of time. And going for the PhD is no joke either. And Dr. Cross sounds like a crazy wrestling name, too. I like that.
I do.
Dr. Cross is kind of, that's hard.
Yeah, no, that is actually hard. I didn't even think about it. That's pretty dope. So it was announced. So after not last week, but after the week before on Dynamite, when Kenny got written off finally, he announced that he's going to get the surgery. He didn't say the date, but it sounds like it probably is going to be this coming week if it didn't happen. He said his goodbyes on the socials, saying he'll be in the dark for a little bit, but he'll be thinking of us and all that other good shit. And he has hope that he's going to come back better than he was before he left, due to whatever the doctors were telling him. So shout out to Kenny. He's going to get that surgery. And we talked about it last week. There's a chance, assuming it's successful and he has a good rehab and good recovery, there's a chance we could see him in like November or something. So
mad shout outs to Kenny. One of my GOAT, personally, one of my actually, he might be the greatest wrestler to me. Shout out to him. Hopefully he gets the treatment that he needs. I saw that he's getting it from like the best of the best too. So the people who do cover diverticulitis, he's getting the best treatment possible. And I'll just take it easy, recover, do your rehab properly, no rush. AEW's in really good hands right now. And can't wait to see you.
Yeah, for real. What you got?
A slew of injuries has just been plaguing the wrestling world. First, we found out that Wheeler Yuta has been off of TV due to concussion symptoms, which is no joke. That can be anything from just crazy fucking headaches, vertigo, just nausea, like the whole nine. Concussions are nothing to play with at all. So hopefully, he can get the treatment that he needs as well. And honestly, it might just be a thing of like just rest and like just stand away. I know that sounds tough, and it is tough to someone who's really active. And I'm pretty sure he knows it more than we do. Yeah, just chill out, Wheeler. Was definitely wondering where you were at, but now this all makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious to why it took so long for them just to tell us. Because I mean, concussions are serious, absolutely, but it's not like on the serious level of like a I don't know, heart surgery or something. I'm just wondering why it took them so long just to be like, oh, he's going to be out for a while because it's concussions. But I'm glad that we finally got an update and we're not just like twiddling our thumbs still, figuring out like why is this person not on TV. So yeah, shout out, yeah, get well, Wheeler.
It is crazy because it could be like the way it's presented. You could be like, man, I'm having these crazy headaches. Maybe like it's something not like related to concussions, and then they just got the news that these are concussion symptoms.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure they knew that, and maybe they just wanted to hold it to the chest before letting us know. Either way, we found out, and now we know. Asuka was injured as well. She got pulled from Queen of the Ring. She was supposed to go up against, I believe, Lyra this week on Raw.
Yeah, it was Lyra. And sorry, but I found out. Okay, so that when we were talking about Backlash and that whole confusion about like when the referee was like, "Oh, you're not the legal person," yada yada. The reason why that happened apparently was because of Asuka's injury, and Asuka didn't. Yeah, it was because of the injury, and she was trying to stay out the ring, I guess, or something like that.
Got you.
So that was yeah. That apparently that is what that confusion was about. Was that injury?
That makes a lot of sense. Asuka was trying to like, hey man, I can't go. She gotta finish this match. Okay, that definitely makes a lot more sense. Definitely. We have Bobby. Bobby got injured as well. Bobby Lashley is out currently. Did you see what the specifics were on Bobby, or was there anything?
Nothing came out that I know. It was that he got injured training. So yeah, he got injured working out or training in some.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. Like,
yeah,
just a little workout before. So much love to Bobby. Hopefully you recover as well.
Yeah, hopefully it's not in a serious area. But honestly, in hindsight, because sometimes, as much as it sucks to see and also just sucks to like go through and etc. Sometimes injuries play out for the sometimes they play out for the best for storylines and stuff like that. So because right now he wasn't because right now he's not really doing nothing. Yeah, Kofi Mania. Yeah, just shit like that. Because right now he wasn't doing anything. And he more than likely wasn't going to win the King of the Ring, and they were probably going to figure out some weird way for him to lose. So, in hindsight, this was probably good for various different reasons. We will see. That's not me saying or wishing harm on anyone. I'm just saying,
right?
Maybe this was a blessing in disguise, and just a minor setback because he rarely gets injured anyway. He's not very injury prone to my knowledge, so it's probably just a random ass freak accident. Hopefully it's nothing like serious like when Bayley got injured when she was working out and she was out for like damn near 2 years. So yeah, until we know where the area is at, we don't know how long he'll be. But
and it's interesting because like you said, like the storyline this week would have put him beefing with the Bloodline, and I think that they probably could have ran a Pride Bloodline angle maybe. And they still can do that with Tez and Dawkins. So yeah, he wasn't doing nothing currently. So yeah, just get well, Bobby. Rest up, and then we'll see you when we see you.
Yep.
Outside of that, I think we have European fans are causing an outcry for the tickets for Clash of the Castle in Glasgow. Apparently they're really fucking expensive out there. Like if there's a lot of fans talking about we can't afford this show. I sent it in the group chat earlier this week, and the conversions was I believe like 300 plus for the lowest ticket, and somewhere close to like 2,500 for like the most like premium like floor seats and stuff like that. And that is outrageous.
Yeah,
that's absolutely fucking crazy.
Absolutely, it's inflation at its worst. Yeah, prices. I mean, it's not just WWE. Like, it's one of those like, yeah, no one wants to pay $400 to see a show. like that, like Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, like all these concerts are expensive as fuck. Now WWE is expensive as fuck, and it's hard to do shit. And it's like you shouldn't have to make critical life choices for entertainment, or pay or half of your rent for entertainment.
Nah.
Yeah, the other day people were trying to like shit on Megan Thee Stallion because she was selling like really cheap tickets, and like it's like, no, like she was already selling out before she dropped the prices down. She dropped the prices
Right.
down because motherfuckers can't afford stuff. Like
I want everybody to come to the show.
yeah, yeah, and they obviously, I mean, they do tour on a yearly basis, and everything is super hot right now. But ticket sales going up is ass. Like for we just paid like an extra bunch for compared to what we usually pay for Raw in Portland for the show that comes in September, and it's like shit, man. Like yeah, it's egregious.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. I don't want it to be like a European thing to where like, oh, just from the success of the European shows that they like start charging them a little bit more because the shows do be good. Because that shit's that's not cool. But also I understand like, production costs are crazy for WWE. And they just did that merger. So, everybody's trying to make their money.
Right, which is why they downsized the stage. And with this European money, because France, it costs a lot for Backlash and that SmackDown also.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was listening to a podcast and it explained why, because there was only like 11,000 in that building, but yet it was the highest grossing gate. And the reason why it's the highest grossing gate, even though like they clearly had more people in other arenas before, is because of how fucking expensive the tickets were.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sickening.
That's wild. There was only that building that they were in only held like 11,000 something.
And I thought that was like a typo when I seen it because like they had came out and announced like it was like 11,000 in the building. And then like the following day, I was checking Twitter and they're like, oh, it's the highest grossing gate. And I was like, how? How does that work? So the fact that like they were taxing them people, like that's fucking insane, man. That's fucked up.
Mm. And then the last thing I have on my docket is that actually I have two things. So speaking of injuries, we should have. Well, that's actually, yeah, I should have segued that better. It seems like the Chuck Taylor storyline is not a storyline. It seems like he might actually be retired, or at least considering retirement. It might be something similar to like Bobby Roode, but yeah, that match went the way that it did. He was written off the way that it was written off. He was written off is because he doesn't know if he'll be able to wrestle anymore, it seems, and he's already been producing matches for a while apparently, so he might just be in the producer role.
Yeah, I did see that he was in the producer role, and if this is his last match, he went out with a crazy ass match. So there's no way to like that. I would personally think that you want to go out better than like A, with one of your best friends, and B, in some crazy ass street fight.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Chucky T, man.
Yeah, the only thing I think is weird is having like Cassidy be the one to announce it. That's the only thing I'm questioning, because it's like, instead of him announcing his own retirement, or maybe it's because he doesn't think it's going to be super official. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway,
I think because we don't know. There's like a gray area right now between I guess us and maybe them, to where they don't know how sure that he's going to be out and whatnot.
Yeah.
I saw a rumor report, or whatever you want to call it, speculation that there is fear backstage of Jacob Fatu overshadowing Solo Sikoa. How do you feel about that? What do you think? And I'll tell you what I think.
Okay, well, I'm not super familiar with Fatu's work, but a lot of his stuff has been all over online ever since he got signed. Well, I mean, even before, but I think it's a little over exaggerated, or at least the reaction to it is. I don't know if fear was the right word, maybe for lack of a better term, but not even in hindsight, but in actuality, it kind of makes sense to hold him off a little bit, because like this new solo arc is just starting, and he's still establishing himself. Like this last two episode, or what was it? Fucking Backlash in this last episode of SmackDown. Like we're seeing more of him in character. Like we're seeing him actually his character get developed. And if they don't want it to be, and they already introduced two new people, so they're introducing like a third while you're still trying to get this character development on the quote unquote current leader. I feel like it makes sense to like you already introduced two strangers to the ecosystem, and then you're going to bring in a third who's even more charismatic while you're still trying to build this new Solo as the new chief or whatever they're doing. Yeah, to me it makes sense to hold it back a little bit and not debut him right away because like Tama still has yet to talk.
Right.
Loa hasn't said a damn thing either. Like they still got to those two still got to get fleshed out a little bit. I feel like.
And I guess like if that's the case, why not just and this is my feelings, why not just introduce all three of them at the same time? Why not just have all three of them just put Jay through a table or some shit like that, and they're like, oh shit, we got the new bloodline, and then each week we can get better character development from the group itself, because like you said, Tama hasn't said anything, Tonga Loa also hasn't said anything. But with Jacob Fatu, I know he has a crazy like promo game. His mic skills are fucking incredible. So just to come in and be like, he's the mouthpiece of the new bloodline, that would also help out a lot, especially in the sense of like, Solo taking on the Roman like role. I will say that you may be right as far as like, if this is what they are planning to do, I don't think you bring Jacob in at Saudi. And then you might wait a little bit. You might, maybe not even the next pay-per-view. Maybe Money in the Bank, you do Jacob Fatu or whatever. Because right now, like, Solo is doing some great character work. Actually, I think this week, this promo that he did was probably the most, like, character work I've seen from him. Yeah, like, it was like, oh, shit, he's growing. So, yeah, maybe, they could be right. I don't know. I don't think Solo will be overshadowed. I just think that like because Jacob is such a main attraction, like promo star and in-ring star, you may look at Solo like, okay, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you in charge? Why is it you and not Jacob?
Yeah. And another thing is maybe they're waiting for Jimmy to get healthy because we don't know how long Jimmy's going to be out. There's multiple ways they can play the storyline. Like maybe Jimmy's the one who brings him in and he thinks he's going to help, but really he was a double agent or something. Or there's still a chance granted, it seems like all the stars are pointing to him being part of the bloodline, but there's a chance he links up with AJ instead and do Bullet Club shit if they wanted to.
Right.
At this point, I feel like it's all speculation, but the stars are pointing, or the direction is pointing to a certain way. I don't see the rush, and I feel like the fear or the reaction towards that article or post was a little. I don't know. To me, it's a little exaggerated. Like, we still got to get fucking Solo still has to get fleshed out. He said the most amount of sentences this last episode of SmackDown that he's said in like a year.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah. The last thing I have on the news is that because we know Raw is going to go to Netflix in January, and I believe the contract expires in September. I do not remember, but the contract expires well before they're going to January. So USA announced that they're going to have Raw and SmackDown for the last quarter of 2024. So yeah, Raw and SmackDown will both be on the USA until Raw eventually goes to Netflix in January.
Yeah, we just talked about it earlier, but I didn't understand how it actually worked out. But yeah, this makes sense. Put them all on the same show or same network, and then carry it into Netflix. And if I'm not mistaken, like you can be a little bit more not raunchier on USA, but you can get some shit off.
So compared to Fox, especially after the 10 o'clock on the 10 o'clock hour. Yeah. Well, granted, SmackDown is only 2 hours, but you can say a little more shit than you can on Fox. I don't know if you noticed, but Fox keeps blurring out random shit on these SmackDown episodes.
I thought that it was like wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, I thought it was because we'll talk about it. Naomi does have a wardrobe malfunction, but it's actually the blur thing has been happening the last like 4 or 5 episodes.
But it's like, what are they blurring out? Sometimes it'd be on the crowd. I don't know if it's like there's crowd signs. Like I don't know what they're blurring, but
Yeah,
it's
I don't know.
definitely like taken away from like the engagement or the engagement of the show for me.
Yeah, it takes away
Um,
from the show because like I'm looking at something and all of a sudden you get a blurry ass
and it's
screen.
like maybe 3 or 4 seconds, but it's still like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, because it happens multiple times a show,
Yeah.
or an episode. It happened like fucking eight times yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? you know?
All right, let's get into Raw. But before we get into Raw, I got some shit to get off my chest real quick. Um, I personally think that it's fucked up that they split some of these King of the Ring matches to live events. I I'm not a fan of that. I understand it because of like timing and whatnot. But when Raw's a 3 hour show, I want to see goddamn Colt versus goddamn Rey Mysterio. Fit it in there somehow. Like get that match on TV, especially when it is King of the Ring and these matches are supposed to be like important to the product that's actually happening, but also important to the pay per view coming up.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about it either, but yeah, I do understand. My only hope is that they add the full match on, I don't know, fucking Twitter or TikTok. I don't give a fuck. Just add the full match because I want to see Kofi versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, like that was supposed to be a good match.
Yeah. And speaking of that, two of those matches, those because it happened on SmackDown also. Two of those
Yeah,
matches happened. LA Knight advanced; he beat Santos, and Tiffany
yep.
Stratton beat Mia Yim or Michin. So yeah. So
Like
LA Knight
it's
will fight
critical, bro.
Tama next, and then Tiffany will fight Bianca Belair next.
Like that's critical fucking matches that definitely need to be on TV. And I'm more so mad just on the Raw sense because it is a 3 hour show, bro. Like we
Yeah.
have, like Punk promos is going pretty like not long, but they're semi long promos. There's a Becky promo that was in there, and I get that like those stories have to be told, but like we're cutting matches for promos.
Yeah. I will say though, this episode of Raw was very collision esque because there was a lot of matches and motherfuckers was given a lot of hands and feet. There was a lot of wrestling for people
So
who love just wrestling shows. so
this week, I will, yeah, I can say I think AEW got out wrestled. They got out wrestled like a motherfucker this week. Because there's definitely some good ass matches that happen on Raw and SmackDown. But we'll get into that.
mm.
Kick us off. What we got?
All right, yeah. So the show opens up with Judgment Day. Drew isn't. Oh, during when Judgment Day comes out, it comes out that Drew isn't cleared and that he's being replaced with Jay Uso. But yeah, this whole opening segment was pretty much Finn and JD Big Head apologizing to Damien and Damien apologizing back and saying, I was bugging, I was tripping out a little bit. You guys were there to help me retain. I understand. And they all hug it out. It was cool. And then that essentially leads us into the match because Finn thinks he's going to get a bye
Bye.
since Drew is injured, and Pierce is like, "No, you're not going to get a bye. I replaced your opponent with somebody, and yeah, it's Jey Uso, who they've been wrestling each other on house shows recently too. So they've already been working with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do we? I want to. I guess my thoughts is that like Priest is calmed down. He came back to reality a little bit and realized that Judgment Day is the reason why you here, my boy. We didn't
yeah,
help you. It's just interesting because I also like in this promo. I don't think any of this was said towards Dom. I don't know, like Dom was there, but it wasn't like he was like, yeah, everybody come on in. It was like everybody except you, Dom, and Dom kind of forced his way in on the hug and whatnot. So I don't know if there's like potential smoke being lined up right there. Dom has been doing his own thing, the past couple weeks. So maybe he might feel a little slighted. Also carries over into this episode, but we'll talk about that when that pops up.
yeah. I also feel like a part of it was because Dom wasn't also at the Backlash match. Like he didn't come out to help interfere. I don't remember. At least, yeah, no, I don't think he did.
True. It's like,
Yeah, so
where were you, Dom? Why weren't you there?
yeah,
Why'd you come
totally.
help us out?
Yeah, so I don't need to apologize to you if I didn't do nothing to you. So I feel so
It's a group. You're
yeah,
part of the group.
true. But yeah, Finn and Jay kick it off. Finn does a funny thing where he tries to, or he acts like he's going to do the yeet thing on the table, and he does something funny with his arms. It was funny. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember
overall the
that.
match was overall. I didn't write down too many. Actually, I didn't write down any spots. I thought it
Any
was.
spots?
I just thought I wrote down they had good chemistry. It was a good match.
I'm starting to realize that I don't think, man, it's gonna be kind of tough to say, but I don't think Jey Uso got spots. I don't think like there's not a lot that I see Jey Uso do in ring that's like, oh damn, that was kind of tight. I think it's very like simplistic.
His
Super kick, spear.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a crazy ass moveset. His spots, his quote unquote spots, come from like character work, like yeeting, making the crowd yeet or some shit. And
Does Jey Uso not have a bag?
when it comes to movesets, no, not really.
Damn, no
He has
bag.
he has literally like 7 moves.
And it's kind of fucked
It's
because
about
like
it's about charisma and character. Yeah, but yeah, he doesn't.
Jey
Yeah,
Uso ain't got a bag. That's tough. And I mean, shit. We saw Mania. We saw like there was
you know,
there was no bag there. Damn, that's fucked up. But
which is why like he most of his matches he usually gets beat up a lot and like he has to work up in most of his matches, and
right,
that's honestly because the bag isn't that deep.
damn. You heard it here first, folks. Jey Uso, no bag.
I don't want him to dislike us, but I mean, you could learn a couple more moves, bro. Like, goddamn, play 2K.
Everybody know we love the Usos, man. Like
Yeah,
Jay and Jimmy, both of them dope.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as like this match went, there's no spots. Drew does come to the crowd though, and he does distract Jay. Um, Jay then catches Finn slipping with the spear, and that's how he gets the W in this match. Like overall, a decent match. It pushes Jay to the next round, and you said this next round, is it him and Ilya?
No, I do not remember.
While you talk about it, I'll look up the bracket.
Okay.
What we got next?
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Drew comes out. Essentially, yeah, Drew's upset that Jay took his spot. Pierce says, "You're not cleared, man. You're the one that told us you weren't cleared because everyone thought you were cleared because he was working right after Mania." And he's like, "I'm doing this for you. You can't make me the bad guy." Essentially. Then he leaves, and as he's leaving, Punk shows up, and he's like, "Where's Drew?" And Pierce is like, "You serious? You just missed him. He just pulled off." And we get a really cool ass camera shot, and you see Punk walk in. He tells someone to tells Pierce make sure they play my music. I'm gonna go to the ring. Something to say. As he's walking by, he walks by Alpha Academy. You can see fucking Chad Gable yelling yelling at the team, chastising them, berating them. And then Punk goes to the ring. He pulls a Metro Boomin. Why did I say that? He was asking for participation. Oh, he's asking because he asked the crowd to tweet at Drew to let him know that he arrived.
He did. He did.
And he's like, "I'll wait. I'll hold the show hostage. Let him know that we're here. Everyone in the arena, tweet at Drew. Let him know that I'm here."
Yeah, he said, he's not talking to his wife right now. He's probably on Twitter.
Yeah. And then he quotes he quotes K./DMX, which he also posted on his Instagram. I hate the way you walk, hate the way you talk, hate the way you dress. Yeah. And then he makes some threats, and that was I mean, he's still
pretty
not
much it.
yeah, he's still not cleared, but he says, I think they're gonna he wants to meet at Clash at the Castle, I believe.
So here's my thing, right? First off, he called Drew a choke artist, but then he said not like that, not like me, not that kind of choke artist, which is shot.
Yeah, I did not know that was a shot at Perry. I thought it was a sex joke until I got on Twitter. Until I saw people angry tweeting like, "See, he's throwing shots too." Like, I did not know it was a shot. I thought it was a sex joke because he made a sex joke the other week when he was talking about AJ or whatever. But yeah, that went over my head.
He did so the next time he sees him, he's going to break his face. He says Drew fears him. And my thoughts were like, so with all like the promo going back and forth, you know, how much longer do we actually wait for the match? You said that it's going to be on, you know, Clash of the Castle. I'm like, how long can we keep beefing through, you know, these promos? You know, we get the same kind of criticism for, you know, Mercedes and like, you haven't wrestled. Like, you know, we need you. If you're not cleared, why are you on the show? Why are you talking? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she's wrestling this month, and she just was on TV since March. Punk's been out since January, and Clash of Castle not until June. So we're looking at like 5 months of just him and Drew beefing. How much longer do you think, like, or do you have any to kind of like keep the investment in this this rivalry?
Okay. Well, June's next month. We got the Saudi show. They're not going to go to the Punk is not going to the Saudi show.
No.
Um. So if they, look, yeah, honestly, like I love the promos. They do need to get this scrapping, but yeah, if it's for sure not going to be like that means maybe the week or the week.
SummerSlam?
Well, Clash of Castle, you said it was before SummerSlam. It's in June.
Well, I'm saying, like, if he doesn't do Clash of the Castle,
Oh.
the next big one, well, I guess it's Money in the Bank and then SummerSlam. But like, I think Drew versus Punk at SummerSlam is a way bigger, you know, spectacle than at Money in the Bank. So it's either now at Clash of the Castle or you wait until August.
Yeah. So I would Clash of the Castle or August, but that's Punk seems like he's mostly cleared. I don't know. We don't know how long Drew's going to be out, but they do need to get their hands on each other at some point soon. But I will say that at least the promos have been interesting and they've been scathing and they've been mostly entertaining. And since Saudi's going to come up in like, what is it? It's not next week, but it's the week after, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
All they got to do is like hold them off. Assuming that they actually fight at Clash, then they just got to like have Punk not on Raw for maybe like 2 shows, you know, and just have Drew do his thing. I don't know. It really depends on how healthy either of these guys are. We don't know their timetable, so it's kind of hard to.
I'll give them credit. Like you said, their promos have been great. These have been very entertaining fucking promos. And you can kind of get away with that with the level of like mic skills that both Drew and Punk has. It's just like, damn, bro, we now waiting 5 months for, you know, for y'all to like lock up. Like, this is kind of insane. And I'm not saying that like, you know, not because Drew was beefing. Yeah, he was beefing with Punk before Mania. Yeah, that's how like the whole I prayed for this happened. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been sending shots at or having
so it's
promos
like
at each other for a while.
Yeah, man, we at month 5, 6 months of all talking, no touching, pause. It's kind of crazy. And if it goes to SummerSlam, that's 7 months. Like, we got to figure something out because this is also like, you know, time that you could be investing inside like inside a storyline that's ready to go. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. It's just that let's hopefully it's in Glasgow. Let's push this shit, yo.
Yeah,
if they're healthy.
Hopefully they touch. They have an angle where, you know, they get attacked or something soon. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. After that, Kathy, we get a backstage segment. Kathy's talking to Ricochet about his match later, and then Braun Strowman shows up, and he hypes him up. You know, gives him the big brother talk. He's like, I don't like bullies, all this other shit.
Bullies get bullied.
Yeah, hypes him up. Then that's when we get one of the Queen matches, and it's Io versus Natty. And man, them ladies was motherfucking working. That was
the Nata
tree. Man, the Nata tree. Got her jerseys in the rafter. Natty. There's a part where Natty Kratos kicks the shit out of Io, and she slid out the ring, or at the side of the ring. That shit was fucking hilarious. There was a cool Io springboard drop kick that she does. It just looks. I mean, she's the genius of the sky for a reason. It just looks good. There's also Natty did a superplex that was super fucking nice too. And Natty also does a really good. She has a really good sit up. No, it was a sit down power bomb.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was clean.
Yeah, that was a nice ass power bomb. It was a nice close 2 count.
My thoughts is the Nata tree is actually it's just phenomenal wrestling from both women. First off, but second, I think Nat is probably the most fundamentally sound women's wrestler, like in either promotion, wherever. if she's not number one, she's definitely top 3 for sure. She just is just solid. No mistakes. Everything's fluid, and she picks it up. She picks it up depending on who she goes up against. Seeing her wrestle Lola like last week versus like Io this week, it's just a different change of pace. So she's able to like keep up, with everybody.
And I think this was, I don't remember, but I think they said this was their first time wrestling each other. I think. I don't remember.
I think that I saw on Twitter that somebody said this is one of like Nat's dream matches where was her going up against Io. Which I need do more of it.
Yeah, please.
I was fucking showing out.
I would like to see number 2. Yeah, that was a good ass match. Io counters the Natty's sharpshooter in a way that flicks Natty's head into the turnbuckle, which then set up the moonsault, and Io wins and she moves on. Then afterwards, Dakota Kai cuts a promo. It was a solid promo, but the fucking crowd was ass.
Yeah. I don't want to be one of those dudes, but I think that there's definitely some pipage, like some slight pipage. That sounds crazy, but I think they're piping in some sounds. I'll mention it when we get to that match, but this crowd was definitely out, and there was some sounds that just was not matching what the fuck the crowd was doing.
Well, for me, all show I don't well, speaking of sound, this whole 3 hours there was weird. Something was going on with my sound. Like it would just like cut out for a split second, and it happened all 3 hours of the show. To where it's worse than the blur on SmackDown. It completely took it was bad, and it wasn't my TV and it wasn't my sound bar because we were.
And you were watching live?
Yeah, we were watching. No, we weren't watching. I usually start Raw at 8:30 or so we can fast forward through some of the commercials.
Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah, but eventually we always catch up to where it is live. But yeah, no, and I didn't see anyone on Twitter talking about it either, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And that's the only time that's ever happened. It didn't happen on SmackDown. It didn't happen on any other, after we stopped watching Raw, and it didn't happen before we started watching Raw. But yeah, the sound would just cut it. I don't know. It was weird. It was really fucking irritating.
I caught the VOD later on either Tuesday. It was either late Monday or Tuesday. And I didn't have any sound issues, but I did notice that the crowd was dog shit. Inside the Dakota promo, she grabs the mic and puts everybody on notice, saying that Damage Control is here. They took over Raw 2 years ago. Now they're back to take care of everybody else. They're coming for the tag titles because they just lost those. And then when Becky gets done with Liv, they're going after Becky too. Basically, we're not gonna get rid of Damage Control anytime soon. They're here to stay, people. They're gonna be on your weekly television, so get used to it.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, she is taking Asuka's spot due to injury.
Yep.
After that, we get a Ilja Dragunov video package.
Nah. Wait, no. Keep going. My bad.
Oh, okay. Ilja Dragunov video package, which was fire, and that sets up the match versus Red Dragon versus Ricochet.
Now, wait. Before you gotta give these motherfuckers the goddamn 5 golden stars, 5 Germans. We're gonna create our own rating system. We're gonna rank the matches off of Germans. This German suplexes.
Okay.
That sounded fucking nuts. We're gonna rate this match off of 5 9s. All right.
Man, I thought you took like Sheamus though. I was like, whoa.
I fucking can't stand you. That's fucking funny. That's a great callback. The community. This match is fucking amazing. We're gonna talk about it, but give them the Chief Keef promo. These motherfuckers here. If you gonna wrestle, you gotta wrestle like this, bro. Oh my god, this match was great.
Man, they got all their shit off. They told a story. Last week I was like, give me 20 minutes. They gave me 15, and it was amazing 15 fucking minutes.
This was fucking great.
That match.
So when I was watching it, I was like, I pray to you that when we get on this episode, if this man come up here and tell me there was no story about this match, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
No, man. Ilja is one of the best wrestlers right now ever. There was
no story. These motherfuckers put on a banger.
Yeah, man. It was a fucking banger. it was a fucking banger.
Oh my god.
Fuck, man. There was a dope ass because Ilya has his own the Suplex City German Suplex City thing. There was a dope ass German suplex sequence that he had because he usually gets 3 off. He got 2 off. Ricochet did something to counter, and then eventually somehow Ilya got that last one off. It was fire. Man, fuck. I tried to write down as many good spot but also was just trying to watch because this was peak anime. This was peak anime fight.
Yes, bro. Yes. I watched it twice. I watched it on the first VOD and I watched it again this morning.
Nice.
While I was taking notes. But man, like this is a fucking banger, bro. There was like a leaping hurricanrana from Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a roll, like a roll through sideways slam into a lion salt combo. Ricochet does like a reverse hurricanrana on Ilja's head.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
The fucking power bomb into the H bomb. Like Ilja is fucking lethal, bro. Like this dude is so fucking good.
Yeah, he does a German outside also, like a release German suplex on the outside. There was a dope ass missile springboard drop kick that happens. Fucking
Ricochet reversed a torpedo Moscow into a code breaker and had that man bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
But we made the spot look even better when he came up and he had the fucking blood on his head. The dude's insane, bro. Like, yeah.
He's just so intense. I fucking love it. There was a dope-ass Constantine special that happened in the match. Fucking the chops in the corner into and then Ricochet countered it into a super kick. This match is fucking good. Like, it's just good. We could talk about, there was an H-bomb into a recoil. Like, they were just fucking, it was just, again, peak anime match. Like, this is, if this was an anime, this would have been like the thing that we watched on YouTube with the AMV, you know, like this is like peak fight.
So it's on the list. I put it on the match of the year list. It may be not like say it's match of the year, but I'm getting a collection of good fucking matches so that we can go over at the end of the year or in next April, and we'll go over like what we got. But it made the list. This is a great fucking match. Like these two went crazy.
Absolutely, it's one of those matches to where if someone was like, "I want to get into wrestling, show me a match," that would be on that list.
That's it.
I'm like,
especially for WWE. Yeah. Like there was not a lot of like slow down. Like if I was going to hook somebody on WWE, I'm showing them Ilja versus Ricochet. Like that's a good one.
Yeah.
It made me want something though. It made me set up a dream match, and I'm like, give me Ilja Dragunov versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh yeah.
I want it.
Oh yeah.
Put it on the plate.
Absolutely.
Let me get that. Let me get it.
I need Ilja to fight every single person.
Which is also kind of crazy because like they got to book him correctly too, and I think they will during the H era for sure.
Yeah.
But like, don't waste this man's potential and like waste his ability because he's fucking talented. It's also going to be interesting because I looked it up. He is next to face Jey Uso, so that's going to be a very interesting match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, man. Yeah. How do you book that?
Because on one end, it's Jey Uso who's fucking white hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy hot. On the other end, you got Ilja who's fucking nuts. Like, so much potential. That's a tough booking choice.
I hate to say it, but it might have to end up on like a quick ass roll up, similar to Corbin and Mello, which we'll get into. I don't know. I don't know if you want either of those two guys to look weak. The only other option is have Bloodline interfere or some shit. And I don't know. But yeah,
that's tough,
man. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Yeah. So Ilja wins, like he said. And then we get a Sheamus promo. After that, Sheamus, he didn't really say anything of note.
Nothing.
But he was dressed like Common, which was hilarious.
Yo, I hate that hat. Those hats, I hate them. I can't stand it. Nah, man, that shit irritates me. Cause I be seeing like people be dressing like toddlers like that. You got a little boy looking like they work at Oil Can Henry's. Like, I don't like it.
I feel you. After that, we get Zoe Stark versus Ivy Niles. It starts off with some real graps. Ivy is looking nice. She hit Zoe with a nice stalling suplex. Zoe has a cool ass missile drop kick later in the match, and then Ivy does a super bulldog, which looked really good.
That shit was
Um,
dope.
and then yeah, Zoe hits her with the Z360, which Ivy sold the shit out of it, and yeah, Zoe moves on. Zoe wins. Quick
Yeah,
match, nothing crazy of note, but both those ladies to me were working. Ivy Niles looks improved, and I've been a fan of Zoe. She just needs some more charisma, but I'm a fan of her in ring work. She's solid as fuck in ring. So yeah,
yeah.
good
Um,
match.
I'm not gonna hold you. I talked shit about this last week. I was like, man, this two of the matches I wasn't looking forward to. I remember saying that, and I'm mean my words. This was a good match to me. I enjoyed it. Um,
Yeah.
Both women had enough time to where they can tell their stories in
Mhm.
ring. Like I said, the Super Bulldog was fucking crazy. Ivy also has a spot where she is just holding Zoe in a suplex.
Mhm.
It just shows how strong she is. There was a couple whiffs, and I just think it was just like based off of like height
Mm.
differences.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ivy is tiny.
yeah. So like I'm not too hypercritical of that, but other than that, these women they put on a solid show. Z360 was a good fucking finisher. That's a good finisher. So
Yeah, especially if they know how to sell it.
yeah,
Some people know how to sell it fucking amazing, and some people. I mean, that's every wrestling move, but yeah,
that's just the game. Yeah,
yeah,
that's just how it
that's
is.
just a game. After that, we get another backstage segment. It's a comedy one. Our Truth essentially is like, I want to fight the Yukon basketball
Basketball team. Yeah,
team, and Miz is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Pierce is like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was pretty funny, but nothing crazy of it or crazy
nah,
about it. After that, after they leave, Braun Breaker shows up, a little agitated, asking Pierce why he wasn't in the King of Ring tournament, which is very valid. Why like Ilya's in there, but he's not, and Melo's in there, and he's not, even though he's been on the roster before them and he hasn't lost a single match. It's questionable. Uh, but yeah, and Pierce is like, I thought you might want to talk to me about that. Let's go talk. So we'll see how that plays out.
yeah.
Hopefully next
Where
week.
do you think where do you think they go with that? Like, because right now Icy's booked up with Bronson Reed and Gable in them. Um, Priest doesn't have anybody that's challenging him.
He doesn't.
Do you think that's? I would say it would be too early, but we just see Melo go after Cody. Maybe they do their own version, and you got Braun Breaker versus Priest.
Yeah, I mean, they can do a match at Saudi. Like maybe
Really?
they
Ooh.
maybe Braun Breaker wins a number one contenders match, battle royale or some bullshit, and yeah they he gets a title shot or something. He needs something because yeah he's won his first 3-4 matches, and there's two other call ups that get opportunities, and he hasn't got an opportunity to be in the King Ring. Yeah, it's very weird. I feel like they have something planned. They did it for a reason, and yeah, we just gotta let it play out and see. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't mind Priest and Braun. Just give him. I don't know if you want him to lose so soon, but I mean, it wouldn't be a fair loss, because obviously Judgment Day would help, so it would be fine.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with Braun versus Priest, and I'm okay with Braun losing. I think it'd be great to just get him on screen, same way they did Carmelo.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'm down with it. I think that'd be a good fucking match.
yeah, I'm down with that too. Then after that, we get into the backstage segment. It's Judgment Day. Dom, again, he brings in somebody.
Yo,
He
like
keep
Stray Cats.
bro, just stop bringing. Don't like, don't bring new niggas to our place without asking us. Like it's like inviting someone over and then they bring a friend you never met. And it's like,
Yeah, I
bro,
don't know this friend.
yeah, it's like, bro, like, yeah, it's rude. It's rude. DT would not appreciate it. I can't even show up to his house, and we're neighbors, unannounced. I got a call before I show up.
That's funny.
So I completely feel it. Yeah, Dom brings in Carlito, and Damien's like, "Oh hell no! Stop bringing in these, stop bringing the strangers not talking to us."
Especially because it's been 1 year since this motherfucker cost me a match in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and he's like, "I haven't forgot about it." And Carlito's like, "Look, man, let me just cut to the chase. I can use some help." Essentially,
I need help. They coming.
I need help with LWO, and Damian essentially like, we'll think about it, and he kicks him out.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, Corey was like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, type of thing. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But after that, we get Bronson Reed versus Gable. Because last week Gable interfered in Bronson and Sammy's match. Or did you have something else to say about the Carlito shit?
No.
Okay, yeah. So we get Bronson Reed versus Gable. They start chopping each other. They start with chops. It was good shit. Chad gets off his fucking German suplex off early on Bronson Reed. So strong, man. Gable's so fucking good.
He is, man. He's really fucking good.
Yeah, and Bronson's coming to his own too a lot since he got re-signed back. He's coming to his own a lot, especially this year, 2024. He looks better every time, and he's getting better with his promos and stuff too. But Chad, there's another spot that I wrote down. Chad does a modified like Spanish Fly that looked really good. But this match ends in DQ because Sammy comes out and attacks both of them.
Like a fucking maniac. He came out of nowhere and was on business.
Yeah,
like,
he was on business. And he had the upper hand the entire time until Bronson came back. And Bronson, I think he gave him the Uranagi or something. I don't remember what he did.
Both of them caught Uranagis.
Yeah, and he's the last man standing, so he looks strong as hell into this future triple threat, which they announce later in this show. But we'll just say it right now. We're gonna get a triple threat, and I think it's gonna be fucking fire.
I think it's gonna be Bronson Reed. I think that like you keep sleeping on this meaty man. Pause. That he gonna fuck y'all up. Like I think that like Sammy and Chad are playing like this whole like we can't stand each other, but at the same time you got to watch out for this dude because he don't care who gets hit. He's going for somebody. And he's been saying that for a while now. Like he's been in title pictures and gauntlet matches and everything. Like Bronson Reed hungry. Like you got to watch out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So after that attack, Reed walks to the back and Pierce talks to him in Gorilla and he's like, why can't you guys control yourself? All this other shit. And Bronton's like, you know what you need to do. After that, we get a Gunther. We get a Lyra video package. Then we get a Gunther promo, which Gunther is just. It's like, I don't care about bankers. I care about greatness. And that's all. That's all that matters to me.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
And you're gonna go 3. You're gonna go 0-3 against me, Sheamus. I'll beat that ass, and I'm advancing King of the Ring. Essentially, that was pretty much it. Short, sweet. Gunther's amazing. So then Becky, we get a very long interview with Becky and Michael Cole in the middle of the ring.
And I say like this? There wasn't a lot of context in this one. Like nothing that like advanced story until like maybe like the last half of it.
Yeah,
a lot of it was just like, what are you doing here? Oh, this is great. And then what about Mania? Yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
No. That was. I had the same feeling. I will say that it was good that it was cool that she put over a lot of the girls that she wants to fight and defend the title against.
She did say that. Yep.
Yeah.
True.
So it was cool that she gave. She was upping everybody else, and then as she's doing that, Liv comes out because the segment was going a little too long. Liv comes out and is like, "You're talking about everybody, but the person." About me, the person that you said you were gonna give me a title match for, or a title match. And Becky's like, well, until you interrupted me, I was about to talk about you. And they're just having a back and forth until Damage Control comes out, playing the numbers game. They surround the ring, very Shield-esque, or just gang-esque in general. And Becky and Liv, they almost go back to back on some Charlie's Angel shit. It looks like there's gonna be 2v3. And then at a random second, fucking Liv just like slides out the ring and is like, not my problem. This ain't my battle.
Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Deuces.
And Becky starts getting jumped a little bit. And then Lyra comes out for the save and pretty much it stops the fight and then sets up Lyra versus Dakota Kai. It was a nice natural segue into that match. It was very
It
similar.
was
It was similar to what happened in the start of the
on
show.
SmackDown.
Yeah, when Jay came out with Finn and all that other shit too. And
Uh,
yes, and on SmackDown. So,
yeah.
yeah, it was a
In
solid
this
match.
one, and she also says that like, well, in the Becky interview, she said she'll fight Liv at King of the Ring for the title.
Mm,
So they will be going head to head in Saudi. Uh, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And before the match, this is when we get the Sammy promo, and he's like, yeah, essentially he says he wants a triple threat, and he guarantees he's going to leave as champion. And yeah, he wants them both. And I like the way that they did it too, because he's like, his rivalry with Gable is a personal rivalry because there's a lot of personal emotions involved with it, and his rivalry with Bronson is strictly business. He doesn't really give a fuck about Sammy. He just cares about the title. Meanwhile,
right.
I mean, Chad cares about the title too, but it's more of an emotional rivalry that they have. So it was cool how they kind of brought that out, made it seem like, yeah, I mean, both of these are my ops, but they're my ops for different reasons. One's business, one's personal type of thing, which I thought was cool. But then after that, we get the ladies match, Lyra versus Dakota Kai, which was a solid match.
And
And then,
this was the match
yeah.
I was talking about, where like the crowd wasn't as into it. Like there, for some reason, bro, like they were sitting down, but like I'm hearing like mad fucking like claps and shit. And I'm like, ain't nobody in this crowd fucking clapping. Terrible crowd, by the way.
Yeah.
But like they put on a solid match. These women went out there and like did what they could with what they had, and like I respect them for that because they weren't getting no fucking momentum, man. It was fucking insane.
No, yeah, and there were some good spots. Like Kai does a fire ass stomp to Lyra, like while she was in between the ropes. Easily could be someone's finisher. Because that stomp was fucking sexy as shit, and the way Lyra sold it too, it looked devastating. It looked like it hurt.
Right. Yeah.
That should be a finisher. And she did her version of the haluva kick, which was cool. I don't remember what Kai calls it, but it's essentially a haluva kick. But yeah, Lyra hits her with the Nightwing, and yeah, Lyra advances. So damage control is out, or Io's still in, but Kai is out.
Yeah, shout out to like Lyra. This is like her first like was her first match on Raw? Yeah, right?
Yes. Wait,
Yeah.
no, did she have a match last week? I don't remember.
Not because she had drafted last week, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
First
So
match.
like yeah, it's her first match on Raw. Like shout out to Lyra. I saw a couple matches earlier in the year. I think she's gonna be a great talent. I watched the match against her and Becky. Like so super potential within Lyra.
Mm-hmm.
And then shout out to Dakota for like ushering in, a new fucking a new talent. Also, happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. And yeah, she's been working her ass off since she came back from injury too. So, and I like Kai, Dakota Kai, King
Kai's
Koda.
great.
Yeah, love it. After that, we get a Kofi promo, which this was a more serious Kofi. It sounded cool. Yeah, he says Gunther injured Woods. This was supposed to be Woods' moment, so he could do a two-peat. But since what happened the previous week, Gunther apparently injured Woods. I don't know if he's really injured. I'm assuming that's just a vacation. But yeah, so now he has to put. It's very similar to what Sammy was saying, like because he has to put Gunther down, but before he does that, he has to put Ray down, and there's no animosity between him and Ray. It's just he's in his way. It's a match. He's always loved Ray. It's one of his heroes. It's a dream match of his.
You're right.
But yeah, he has to get put down.
Then
Then
you took out my boy.
I can't let this shit slide because I gotta talk because I'm going to talk about it on Dynamite too. He references the fucking Drake and Kendrick beef, and the way he did it was ass. I didn't like it. To me it was cringe because it was like, so yeah, now I'm gonna have to put you down unapologetically as if I was Drake or Kendrick Lamar. Like to me, that just doesn't. That's not a natural way to me to bring up a topical reference. I didn't like it. And Swerve, he does a reference too. His reference came off better, but it still was ass to me. Also, they both sucked, but Swerve's came out. Or the way Swerve delivered his was better, but to me, they both were cringe. They both were ass. I get that you guys are going to be trying to be topical. I'd be topical all the time. I just did Joe Hendry song this morning, our this this podcast. But
hey, Joe Hendry is a hit.
Yeah, which shout out to him because that's a banger.
Number 1 on the charts in UK.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I just didn't like the way that came out, but I get it. But either way, it was a good overall. It was a good promo. And you haven't seen Kofi. I mean, you only see Kofi talk serious like once every 2 months or so, so it's good. Shit, man. Hopefully they go heel again or something. I enjoyed the heel New Day, but after that,
heel New Day is great. Yeah,
it was good shit. We will fight your children. Shit was great. That's one of my favorite lines ever. After that we get the main event, which is Gunther versus Sheamus 3, and so no surprise, this match was fucking fire. You wanna talk about it?
Yeah, so I think once again we're gonna give this match 5 German suplexes. I might change it to 5 moonsaults. 5 moonsaults sounds a lot better and less problematic. Let's go with that. 5 moonsaults. Golden moonsaults here. This is a fucking banger. This match was fucking great. Man, it was tough because I was like, what's my match of the week? Is it this or is it Ricochet Ilja? And it's fucking close. It's very close. I don't know yet. I have no idea.
You might have to flip a coin on one.
Man, because they both did what they're supposed to. This match, man, I'm gonna just say everybody chest red.
Oh yeah,
everybody's chest, back. I believe there was a clip that came out that like Sheamus had Gunther's handprint in his back.
Oh yeah, he slapped the shit out. Like I would have had to. Like I would have had to hit you with my car. No, he chopped him on the back of the shoulder, and yeah, his handprint was so fucking visible. But honestly, like he deserved it after that tweet last week.
The tweet was fucking crazy.
Yeah, he deserved that shit. I would have slept the shit out. That was a receipt
for sure. He hit that man hard as fuck, yo.
Yeah.
Crazy fucking chops in this match.
Yeah, they were slapping meat. Yeah. I'm not gonna pause it.
There's a moment in the match where Sheamus gets chopped in the corner, gets pushed in the corner. He's getting chopped in the corner. He's asking for more. Like this man loves this shit. Like what do they call them people that love pain? Like he's one of them.
Masochist.
Yes, 1000%.
Speaking of another dream match, real quick, in Masochist, him and Ilja, I need it.
Gunther Ilja.
Oh no! Oh well, yes. I mean, of course, but I mean Ilja Sheamus.
Yeah, that's gonna be a banger too. Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be a fucking slap. Yeah. This he was going crazy. Kaiser interferes and causes like some knee damage to Sheamus in this match.
Which which by the way, like this is the first time or maybe second all of main roster that he's ever had interference help.
It's true.
At least that I can remember. I mean, he never got interference up while he had the title. I don't know if before. I don't remember because before the title was so fucking long ago. But having interference, I was like, what the fuck? That's new. He doesn't need it, but that's new.
The boys. This ends up putting on more damage to Sheamus during the match. You see him limping, see him like favoring that knee. It leaves him vulnerable to the half crab that he puts him in the middle of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it's brutal. The dude drags him he puts it in, he climbs to the rope, or tries to climb, gets dragged back, and he ends up tapping in the half crab. But these men put on a fucking crazy fucking match. There was a knee strike that was so goddamn loud that Sheamus did to Gunther in this match. It was just crazy. Like I don't know. It was
out of nowhere too.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is about them three, them Gunther, Sheamus, Drew. You put them in the ring, like it's cooked, bro. It's done. That's a finished match. Put that somewhere. Let it simmer. Put that in a time capsule. Open it up in 2075.
I mean, we did see it WrestleMania LA, but I want to see it again.
It's true. I'm just saying them three in general. No matter if they fight each other, it's always going to be a banger. If it's fucking Drew Gunther, if it's Gunther Sheamus Drew, it don't matter. Them boys put on bangers with each other.
Absolutely.
I
And
want to say Bang Bros, but that sounds a little crazy.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's trademark too. uh, uh, yeah. Oh yeah, Sheamus or Gunther also chopped him in the thigh, which was wild. I would,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, who thinks of that shit?
Again, I would have to. I'm hitting you with a truck, bro. You gotta be fucked up. But
Like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah. I mean, yeah. And yeah, he wins via submission because again, he has no legit finisher, and yeah, that's pretty much Raw. That's the
That's
end
the
of Raw.
craziest thing about him is that he doesn't have a finisher.
No man.
This motherfucker will power bomb you and then throw you in a sleeper, throw you
Mhm.
into a fucking ankle lock. The power bomb is just a setup. After you get power bomb, it's whatever he wants to do. Like
Yeah, no,
you gonna get fucked up either
yeah.
way.
Depending on the day is how he decide how he wants to win.
That's
I say this
pretty
all the
much it.
time, but I literally seen him win off of a chop. Like that is shit is so. And that was against Champa, I think. So it wasn't like a jobber. He just,
Whichever way you want to get it, he gonna give it to you.
yeah. Raps.
BK, have it your way. He
Man,
gonna give. That's it. I think I'm gonna give match of the week to Ilya Ricochet.
that's yeah.
I
I'm
think
gonna give it.
to them.
I'm gonna give it to that too. That shit was
That's tough,
just
bro. That's
because that's
and
their
it's
first. That's
just
their first time meeting. So that's why I'm gonna give it the edge because that was their first time meeting, and
yeah.
it was just it was.
It was a
Man,
great fucking match.
yeah, it's
H bomb. Because
Man.
even that match, like he hits a power bomb and then just falls into them with the H bomb. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. This week's match of the week, people. Ilya Ricochet. They got it. That one's cake. We're gonna take a quick break, and then after you get back from the break, we're gonna jump into this dynasty. We will catch you guys in a minute.
Dynamite. You said dynasty.
Dynamite. Dynamite. We're gonna go over AEW Dynamite or this week's episode. We're gonna kick it off with I thought that the cold open, or not the cold open, but their opening with the Elite was like a one-time thing. No. Them motherfuckers is open every show with the Elite package. Pause. That sounds crazy. So they hijacked the the opening. So we get like the Elite opening with, Okada, Bucks, and Perry. I'm also checking it out, and I made a note. Maybe I haven't been paying attention lately, but did AEW get LED boards? I don't remember them with LED boards. And maybe I just don't be looking at shit like that. But this week they had LED boards
On the ring or on the
on the
stage?
ring.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Like maybe I'm tripping, but like I was like I don't know. Hey, production costs they're moving up, spending that bag. First match we get Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. This was a very intense match. This was two friends beating the fuck out of each other. I don't think Orange even finishes like his intro or his entrance before he went at Trent Beretta like immediately. We get some crowd action. This is kind of interesting because it's not. I don't think it was labeled as a street fight, but they were out there in like the crowd fighting and whatnot. So I guess countouts don't exist, but whatever. We got a dope like knee strike into the Orange Punch from Orange Cassidy. There was no pinfall attempts because them boys were like fucking win. We just gonna fight, which I kind of like. That is that like they weren't really trying to go for the win. They just wanted to beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, it was a grudge match, so that makes sense a little bit.
The surprising part in this is that Trent goes to expose the turnbuckle. Typical heel work. That makes sense. But also, Orange goes and opens up the turnbuckle as well, showing that Orange is doing some heel work too. And now I'm a little confused because you're supposed to be the baby face in this, but he's trying to fuck this man up with the exposed turnbuckle.
Yeah, it's just angry baby face because you injured my friend and had him retire, so I gotta take you out, type of thing.
Yeah,
but I
that's
do
crazy.
But I agree with what you just said, Jess.
It's just interesting, I guess, from the aspect of like, I was going to mention anyway, but like Don Callis is there too. So Don Callis is paying close attention to Orange Cassidy. I'm like, is Don Callis trying to recruit Orange Cassidy? Does the best friends break up?
I think he is
with the Callis family. What the fuck does that look like? What does Orange Cassidy look like in the Callis family?
I mean, he'll look like a fucking goof, is what it'll look like. The better question is, what does he look like as a heel? How would he work as a heel? Is what I'm more interested in. He doesn't need to be associated with the Callis family. at all. But maybe they're looking to. I mean, Hobbs is out, so they're short a member, and then obviously Osprey is going to eventually leave. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't have like the finish for this match. I was fucking watching. I think it was like a roll up or something like that. But it was a very
Yeah,
nonchalant like pin.
it was a roll up
Um,
pin, and then after the pin is when things get a little interesting,
there
and
you go.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Okay. So actually, no. Tell me why you're upset. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they matched the notes that I have because some of this shit was fucking insane.
Okay,
What
so
do you got?
all right, so after both men, wait, hold on, talk to us again. Okay, so there's a part like after the match, essentially the referee noise. Hold on, I'm just making sure of it.
Yeah,
Beretta hit Cassidy
a pile driver
on the steel
on the steel
steps,
on steel steps.
and one as Cassidy's like one of the bigger baby, if he's one of the bigger baby faces in this company. So it took way too long for anyone to come out to help him. So that's one part that's irritating, but it's the hitting the power driver on the steps, and then fast forward maybe 30 seconds, and then somehow Cassidy is back up with a chair, standing, looking strong, um, and then the trick goes away.
Yeah. So yes, I was definitely confused by that as well because like power driving on steel step was supposed to be like that man is dead.
You should be
He's done.
stretchered out. You should not be
Cooked.
You should not be standing. You should be
No.
stretchered out. The fact that you
At
got
that
back
point,
up and got a chair
it's kind of
somehow,
crazy. Do you count that as a no sell?
yeah, that's a no. Yeah, I count that as a no sell because you shouldn't be standing. You shouldn't.
Even if it was planned, like that,
It's
just it seems weird.
it's a power bomb on the steel steps. Like okay, or I'm sorry, power driver. Okay, let's just take a regular. Well, let's switch the moves. Let's say it's a power bomb because you like power bombs. Like a power
True.
bomb on the apron floor. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. A power bomb in the ring is less strong than a power bomb on the floor. The floor would be stronger
Right.
versus and a power bomb through a table. Like let's just think about it as in layers. Like a power bomb on the regular mat is probably the weakest version of the power bomb you could do. Then you go to like the floor. Then you go to a table. But the steel fucking steps, like that should be that like that's probably the most dangerous version of whatever move you perform on a person to like as far as like power rankings go or like damage ranking, damage tier. If you want to bring it into like video games or something, like that should be the highest level of damage you receive, other than being thrown
Yeah.
off of a cage or some shit. And
This is
and he
this.
woke,
Yeah.
he just walked. And what makes me up like, and that's it's gonna sound like old head shit, but like it literally does not make any sense. And what also doesn't make sense is fast forward to later when Swerve gets attacked, he gets a regular finisher on a belt, and he's like dead. So if this was my first episode watching, what I'm seeing now is that Cassidy is stronger than your main champion because he can take more damage. So why is he champion? I just saw like the champion. He ate the kill switch on a belt, and he's dead for fucking 10 minutes. I just seen this man get a power driver, a move that's banned in most places because of how dangerous it is, on steel steps, and he got back up within a minute. What the fuck is going on? Like that doesn't make any
You're not
sense.
wrong. You're not wrong. It's true.
He should have been
Because in
stretched
this
out.
episode, Swerve does go down from like the kill switch. It's just like the power dynamics. Like, okay, so you tell me belt is stronger than steel steps. Yeah, I didn't agree with it either. I saw that and like
Yeah,
if you're gonna do that, that should have been the last match of you guys' like sequence or last spot of you guys' like match, and do all the extra shit before the chair shots and shit like that. Like I don't know. Yeah, I agree. It was a very weird spot, and I don't know where the fuck you go from there. It would have
yeah,
been I don't know.
yeah. And the story's not over because yeah, it was a roll up win. But since Callis is like lingering on, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really confused, and I'm going to let it
Yeah,
play out. But it's really confusing because if Cassidy turns heel, what's the point of still beefing with Trent? Granted, again, this is a company that likes more like they like their heels.
I love heels.
Like, but again, it does not. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense right now. But no, the
Yeah,
no selling
you're
of
not
a
wrong.
power driver on steps is absolutely wild, and I would be upset if in any company doing that. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, no, like that's a fair assessment. Like you're not wrong at all.
Like he's not
The pile
Sting.
driving skill set should have. Yeah, that's
like
what I'm saying. Like this man's not. He's not a legend. Like that's not what this is. Um, yeah. From there we get the Bucks parking in Tony's parking spot, which is just some dickhead shit. We get a Jack Perry promo. He calls out Kenny. He says he says you're not the hero we needed you to be. You know the elite doesn't need you. Neither does AEW. Basically, like kicking Kenny off. Like, hey, bro, we good without you. And this shit that Jack talking, he gonna have to see Kenny too. Um, he says it wasn't personal, or we then get another promo from Nick, and he says that it wasn't personal. It's just business. You know. Wait. Oh no, this is Kenny. My bad. I have my notes mixed up.
yeah, because he does a video from the hospital
From
bed.
the hospital. Yeah. Kenny says it wasn't personal. It's just business. He said, it reminds me that it wasn't personal. It's just business. May 26th is the 5th year anniversary of Double or Nothing. How about we do Anarchy in the Arena, the Elite versus Team AEW, FTR, and two mystery partners we figure out at the end of the show.
Something else that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why do you say that?
Based on one of the partners. Well, I'll wait. I don't want to bury the lead.
Uh, we then get a 300D promo. She talks about how she spent 15 months on the shelf because she suffered 3 unprovoked seizures, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
She's seen her vision of being AEW champion while going through all this. So, just basically, it's more so of like a heartfelt promo talking about where she's been and what's happened. And just suffering 3 seizures like that you didn't know about is fucking scary. So, shout out to her for getting through that. 'Cause that's fucking insane.
Yeah, assuming it's real. I'm not going to say it's a work.
Assuming it's real.
Yeah,
That's a crazy angle for a work though. Fuck,
I mean, they did a seizure angle on Brian last year for whatever.
That's true.
But yeah, it was a good promo. She's not a bad promo. But yeah, eventually Tony comes out. She's like,
Yep.
I don't give a shit about your Caesars.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just want to say, after everything you're going through, I can honestly tell you, I don't give a shit. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
She goes for a cheap shot, but then gets dropped by Serena Deeb. She gets knocked out cold and is carried off by Luther.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Serena Deeb is going to take Tony to her favorite pizza spot?
Where the fuck are you going with this?
Well, Serena's favorite pizza spot. You think she's going to take? She's a huge fan of Little Caesars.
I can't stand you.
But hopefully that's not tasteless. I apologize for everything.
Like, what are you? Goodness gracious, fuck, bro. Jesus shit. We get an Orange Cassidy promo. He gets checked on by Romero. Romero says he got off the phone, says he has a chance to get a shot at the trios title. Mentions that, if he beats Jay White, it could be him, Orange, and somewhere else. Maybe he can get the band together, it'd be Trent again. And Orange Cassidy just fucking loses it. Like, bro, you did not just see me fight this man. You mentioned us being like a group, which also doesn't make sense because last week he said he was done with like their beef and he wanted to work on and get his own title. So I don't know where the fuck this promo is going.
Yeah, and also again, it's not that he's not really selling a power. He has his own ice pack on him, and he's getting rubbed down. Like, I'm like, bro,
he does have an ice pack. You're right.
You got power drive on the steel steps.
And then got an ice pack. She got the peas on his neck. Like, yeah, man, I'm good. Oh, this is great. Oh man. We then get the Mariah May versus Harley match. it made me think about when Saraya first, their last title match. Her last match was in February, which is like kind of nuts. But I think she's going to end up fighting Mariah May next, hopefully. Um, but yeah, this match is a good match. They're definitely building Mariah May. I expect the push to come pretty soon. It might be after Double or Nothing. Saraya then cuts the camera to a fan who's harassing women during live TV. Like, hey, women, you see this guy, stay away from him. Which, side segue, we got to talk about the Sky Blue thing real quick and how you shouldn't just be harassing women.
Yeah, that
I
dude's a
didn't
piece of
see.
shit, and it took way too long to get him kicked out. I'm sorry. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, like I don't know if Sky Blue was on this match or this show or what if it was like last week's show, but apparently there was a fan who was talking about like her image, her body image and whatnot, just talking about like just sick shit, bro. And she was really upset. And then you got like a lot of fans and talent alike supporting her this week because she had gone through that. First off, rule number one, bro. Stop being weird. You niggas is weird, bro. Like, relax. Let these women wear what they want to wear, be who they want to be, sleep with who they want to sleep with. It's not your fucking decision anyway, bro. Chill the fuck out. Enjoy the fucking show. Like, stop being a fucking creep, yo.
It's not.
With that out the way,
It's not cool to harass anyone.
it's like, bro, it's
They're
like
not.
fucking shit.
Yeah, they're professional athletes. Are they attractive? Yes, but that doesn't mean they're sex objects or anything like that. It doesn't mean you can say weird shit and catcall and just be a effing weirdo. Like, this is a show. We're supposed to be entertained. There's also children there and stuff. Like, it's not cool. It's not cool to be a creep. It's not cool to be weird like that and disrespectful to women.
And if I'm not mistaken, I thought I read the tweet and it was like dude had like his son there or his kid there or whoever. It's like, you doing this in front of your kid? Like, y'all sick individuals, bro. Like, y'all just nasty.
Yeah.
Anywho, Mariah ends up sticking Saraya a little later. I said potentially setting up a match with them. She gets the Mayday Slam for the win. She gets jumped at the end by both Harley and Saraya, but she ends up getting saved by Mira. And that's pretty much it with that. I think the push for, like I said, the push for Mariah May is coming soon. I think she will be the one to probably either dethrone Tony or cause a distraction and helping Tony lose the title. Unintentionally, probably. We get a Pac promo. He says he's not. They ask him like, "Oh, since he's back, what's the possibility of us seeing Death Triangle?" He says he's not thinking about Death Triangle before he can even finish that sentence. Bullet Club Gold interrupts and says, "Yeah, don't worry about Death Triangle because they're dead." And right now, the talk is like we want to see Jay saying he wants to see Jay White versus Okada for the Continental so he can continue his gold reign. Personally, I think they're probably going to set up Death Triangle versus Bullet Club Gold or Bang Bang Gang. Although I did see earlier this week, I thought one of them had got injured. I thought Ray Phoenix was injured.
I thought he just got back. I thought Penta was the one injured this time. One of them.
It was one of them. Yeah, one of them is injured. So I don't know the severity of it, but we still got 2 weeks for Double or Nothing, so it's a possibility. We get an Elite promo. Is some cringe, we're the hero, good guy, change the world cinematics. Like, they're just like kind of like trying to be good people, but they're not. Then we get the Swerve promo where there's a lot of fucking promos this fucking week. God damn. Swerve says you can't blame Christian. He said that if he was him, he would aim for the top. So he did do that. He says as Christian has been doing the promo with the crowd. But Christian does come out. He sets his promo. He gets really active in his promo as well. He says Swerve is not in his league. He says he deserves to be world champion. This is where Swerve ends up saying that, like, as Christian's coming down the stage with the patriarchy, Swerve says, this time I'm not alone. He has the NBC come out with him, or comes out the crowd into the ring. Mm-hmm. We all know when he says something kind of dope. He says, we all know when Christian's in an uncomfortable position, he says, I quit. And I was like, damn, that's a fucking bar. This man definitely did that. And then out of nowhere, the embassy turns on Swerve. His boys turn on him, and they put this man through the ringer.
Yeah,
Swerve got fucking thrown through a table. And as this all is happening, Christian's like, yeah, smiling, like, yeah, go ahead, do this shit. Yeah, man, like I did not see this coming.
Well, I mean, he
Like,
hasn't really been with them the last like month or so.
it's true.
He's mostly just been with Nana, so they could easily paint the story. It's like, you forgot about us, you know, you got the belt and didn't pay us attention or anything like that. I don't know. It's probably the route that they're gonna run or something. But
yeah, this is what could happen. And if priests don't watch out, Judgment could post on something like this on Priest. But yeah, it was interesting. We got a little backstage segment between Christian and the Bucks where he's like, they're shaking hands, and I'm kind of hinting at, like, maybe Christian was working with the Bucks, maybe he had the Bucks, pay the embassy a little bit more money or whatever the case may be to go out there and attack Swerve. But there's something definitely going on between those two. We get a Willow promo where she says, double or nothing, just another stop for being the champion. She feels sorry for Mercedes since she got hurt, but since then she's on the run. She said, you might win the headlines and red carpet, but she will be the winner at double or nothing. And I like it. I personally am a Willow stan. I think Willow should win at double or nothing. I would like to see her, continue that. I think a solid win over Mercedes will put Willow in a different, bracket. And we'll see if that happens.
We shall see. I don't think it's gonna, but we shall see. I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I understand both ways, but I definitely think it's a better look to make a star than to get over an already star. But that's just me. We had a Jay White, the Rocky Romero match. It was a quick match. It wasn't really nothing too flashy in this. I will say Jay White is a fluid fucking wrestler. Dude is fucking mad talented. And maybe I'm leaning to where the outcry fans I've seen where it's like, what are we doing with Jay White? Because he definitely should be in some kind of singles picture. But at the same time, Bullet Club Gold and Bang Bang Gang have made the most out of whatever they've been dealt with. And not saying they can't continue to do that, but they are fucking working. They are on TV, so I don't know how much more you would want. We then get Pac, who comes out to save Rocky at the end of the match, which leads even into more belief that we are going to get the Death Triangle versus Bullet Club Gold, which I think would be a great fucking match. We get a dope Joe promo. Probably the promo that should have happened last week instead of him going against Isaiah, but we get it nevertheless. It's a Warrior themed promo, and there was a bar in here that he says, like, for he is not the warrior that fears, he is what these men fear in the first place. And I was like, yeah, that's a fucking dope bar, dope promo, dope shots of him like in the gym working out, whatnot. Joe's just great. I'm interested to see what they do with Joe going forward. From there, we get a squash match with Jericho and Bill versus two local talent. Bill did have some great choke slam spots in this. He was just being a powerhouse as usual. Jericho cuts a promo afterwards where he calls Edmonton Calgary, and that gets the crowd hot. He says it's a mistake, but hey, we all learn, which plays into his whole learning tree gimmick that he has. He says something like, people say Jericho's back on Dynamite. He's like, yeah, of course. I'd be on for 2 hours straight if you let me. He said, if I could. Basically, Jericho hears what we say. He sees everything. He knows people are sick of seeing him, but he's playing into it anyway. And the character, like I said, I thought I'd be sick of it, but this whole fucking I'm delusional to everything, and everything's a happy place, and this is for the World Championship. I'm a fan. I like it. He praises Big Bill and calls him a redwood, which I'm assuming is a tree. And if he's calling his members of his group trees, I'm not gonna like that. That's kind of weird. But yeah,
you don't want to be labeled as Loner Sikoa, or
is that a tree?
Wait, isn't Sikoa a tree, or am I thinking? Fuck! Now I'm gonna get the goddamn tree police on me. What's another tree? I don't know. A fern.
Fern.
You don't want to
Remember
be Jay
Mona
Fern?
Jay Fern is crazy. That's a crazy rap name, Jay Fern.
Yeah.
Um,
Yo, real quick, isn't the Rampage Collision show right now in Portland, or was that yesterday? That was yesterday, wasn't it?
nah, they do. They have they're in Vancouver.
Oh, okay, so that's next week when they come over.
Yeah. They're in
Okay,
Vancouver this week.
okay, because a fan runs into the ring during Collision and they get tackled
I
by
did see
security,
that clip.
and I was like,
Where we're
"Fuck,
in one
is
of the,
Portland
yeah.
well?" And like, okay,
No, that's
all right,
nuts,
cool,
bro.
all right, cool. It's Canada.
Yeah, he's playing Delusional Mentor. We then get Schiavone, who comes in and says that Hook will be back on Dynamite next week. So we're gonna see the story continue between the Learning Tree and Hook. See, hopefully there's something there. If not, like I don't know. I don't know what Hook could possibly say or do besides scrap. You got my dad's title. I gotta fucking fight you. We get the main event, which is Adam Copeland versus Brody King, and this was a psychological match. There's some spots in this like early on where you could see that like Brody's targeting like the vulnerable spots of Cope, and he's wearing this look on his face like, bro, are you really trying to like go for these? Like, nah. Tell me there's no way you're trying to like take go for the neck injury or the neck spots and whatnot. Which in fact, this motherfucker was. He's like, I'm gonna go for your kill switches, so you got to play dirty, and that's exactly what the fuck happened in this match. There's chair shots. Cope ends up busting Brody open early in the match, or like early to mid match. And as he's busted open, Brody's sitting there smiling like, "Yeah, we won. We got you to play like play dirty. You're now like where we want you to be."
Which I understand the concept, but also it's a no DQ, so it's not playing dirty.
It's true.
But
I guess it's right.
I understand the
I think,
concept. I understand
yeah,
the story that they're trying to tell. It's just that
there you go.
it's a no DQ. So it's not like anything is legal, so it's not playing dirty. Similar to what, like, even though Orange Cassidy stuff wasn't no DQ, obviously there was leniency because it's a grudge match, but anything he
Exactly.
did isn't technically dirty because he's a hero
This is allowed.
it's getting revenge. Like, it's a hero avenging of another hero or whatever. So anything unless I kill him, then I'm not at the dark side fully. I'm allowed to hit this motherfucker with a chair or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He was definitely allowed to do this in the no DQ match, but they are playing on like the psychological part of it to where it is for the story. He does take a spike pile driver in the corner though, and I was watching this match. I was like, "There's no way Edge or Cope takes a spike pile driver or a pile driver in general." And he takes one, and I was like, "Oof!" And I hate that move when it comes to like people with neck injuries, but these people know what they do, what they're capable of, and it was a safe spike pile driver. Brody King took most of the impact in that anyway, especially if you watch the replay of it. Like, it was just him controlling everything. Cope hits Brody with a Death Valley driver, which I didn't think he had it in him. I didn't think he was that strong to fucking get that move off, because Brody's big as fuck. He gets the spike pile or the Death Valley driver. He then does a spear through the ropes, through the table, and then he gets him back in the ring, hits him with another spear to secure the win for Cope. Overall, solid fucking match. I enjoyed this match. I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, it was a cool match. I don't understand the ending. Another ending I don't understand, because King eventually starts attacking Copeland again. It's like, dude, you got speared through a table and speared again. You should be on the ground. Like, why are you the one attacking? If anything, it should have been like Buddy Matthews or something. But yeah, he gets attacked at the end, and Kyle O'Reilly comes out for the save, which sets up Kyle versus Copeland, which like I said last week, it's a match I kind of want to see. So,
and I think I don't know if it's this week's collision or if it's next week's collision. But yeah, it's going to be Kyle O'Reilly versus it's in Vancouver. So whichever one's in Vancouver, it's Kyle O'Reilly versus Cope in an open Cope challenge. I will definitely be checking out that match because I would like to see that as well.
Yeah, I think that's tonight.
We get a CEO promo. Says she's ready for Willow at Double or Nothing. She says, "Well, this is the while Willow's out, she had a run. She had the run of while she was out. Willow had the run of her career because of her. At Double or Nothing, she's going to enjoy wiping the smile off her face. Enjoy your time because at Double or Nothing, money changes everything. So we're itching towards it. 2 more weeks. We finally get the in-ring debut of Mercedes Moné. I'm ready to go. Bucks then demand an overrun of the show. They go a little over. Okada sends a slide like, get well soon to Kenny. He says the best bout machine tells you to get well soon. Matt sends a message to Tony Khan, says that he wants him to get better. Says they never wanted to hurt him, just wanted to make AEW better. He also says the only reason why Nick says the only reason why FTR saved you, Kenny, was because they hate the Elite. And so if you want anarchy in the arena, let's do it. So anarchy in the arena is confirmed to Double or Nothing. Says good luck finding 2 other people that have the balls to go against the Elite. FTR comes out, said they found a couple guys who got the balls to go for the challenge. We then get the first one, which is Eddie Kingston, and then as
yeah,
Eddie Kingston. I'm not as bad on Eddie Kingston as you are. Eddie Kingston's kind of cool to me.
he's a fine character.
And then we get the American Dragon. He returns as the 4th member of Team AEW.
Makes no sense. 0 sense.
Talk about it.
Let's see. I don't know. Last time we saw him was Dynasty versus Will Ospreay, and the match ended with him being possibly injured. When he came out, fucking face mask was even like, is he even cleared? And then literally milliseconds. Oh wait, I'm hearing. Yeah, I think he can wrestle. Like, what the fuck? Where's the follow up? We last saw him essentially like, oh, he looks super injured. I mean, obviously it was work, but the way that they did it, it was really good. But there's no follow up to that. And now all of a sudden he's he's the 4th member of Team AEW versus the fucking Elite. Like, why would Daniel care? Why would Daniel work with FTR? FTR and fucking BCC were beefing like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. What the fuck is going on? There's 0 follow up. Why the fuck is it Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson? It doesn't make any sense.
I will agree
the Kingston part makes sense because Okada attacked him. Kingston makes sense. FTR makes
there's history with Okada and Kingston. He took his belt. I see that. I don't know. I was a little confused with that as well, because I thought there was plenty of other superstars that you could have chose for this 4th spot. Daniel doesn't make sense to me because, and based off like the emotional investment of that last match, to where at the end of it, he looks injured. I expected him to be off the shelf for a while. However, I'm hearing that I'm seeing that Daniel's contract is coming up. So we are now ending in like his last couple, I think he says his contract ends up somewhere around August or around like All In.
It ends before Wembley, but he still wants to do Wembley. But when did we say the Tacoma Dome thing was again? Is that before or after Wembley?
After Wembley.
Okay, because he said they just came out today that he wants that to be his final match because it's the first place he's ever wrestled in.
Yeah, so and
it's not the first time someone wrestled without a contract in AEW. Cody did it.
No, they do that. They do that. Fucking Cardona just did it a while ago, so it's possible. But I think to get him on the books, you want to do this big match. I get it. He's one of the very, very strong wrestlers you have on the roster from that aspect. From a booking decision, I think it's just because his contract's coming up. I think that this is our last full-time run with Bryan Danielson. Let's get him on these last big pay-per-views, and then whenever we get him next is whenever we get him next. I think after this, he's going to be able to choose, whether or not he wants to do it or not. I don't think Bryan Danielson re-signs with WWE. I think he just goes into retirement.
I don't know. He's a known liar. He promotes lying. There's been 30 different things just in this last 4 weeks of because when it was last month, he was like, you know what? I don't want to retire anymore. I want to wrestle. I'm going to die in this ring or whatever the fuck he said.
Right.
Then it's, oh man, I just need a couple more weeks so I can make it to Wembley. And then now it's, oh, I'm gonna finish in the Tacoma. Like, I don't know, he switches his mind a lot. So I would just say, honestly,
Yeah,
it's just one of those things. Like, I don't trust actors, and wrestlers are essentially actors. I don't trust a goddamn thing, especially Daniel Bryan. Someone who I don't trust anyone who also brags about being a good liar and liking to lie. So it's just one of those things where we got to play it. We got to kind of play it by ear. Like, I'm a fan of his. I
this is
want him to be
true.
safe. If it's time, if he needs to hang out with Birdie or whatever his daughter's name is, I'm all for that. Yeah, so I don't know. We just gotta play it by ear because yeah, he's a liar. You can't trust him.
Yeah, and I forgot he did say that he's a good liar. He had
That boy
I
is
don't
a
know.
liar. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that one song? What's her name? Pink Panthers. Panthers. That boy is a liar.
Um. Yeah. So it looks like we're getting Elite versus FTR, Eddie Kingston, Daniel Bryan, and Double or Nothing, and Anarchy in the Ring. I'm here for it. I did some research because I was wondering if Okada and Daniel had faced off before, and I remember that
Twice.
they did twice. Yeah, they did at the first or no, one of the Forbidden Doors, and then he fought him again in Japan. I was like, oh, okay, so they have some repertoire, some chemistry there as well. There's a story there as well. They wrestled actually a couple times, a couple tag team matches as well. But as far as solo, it was just 2 matches. Um, this also led me to find out that New Japan has its own streaming service, which I did not know about.
Mm.
So like you can definitely watch New Japan. Which I will end up watching some of those Wrestle Kingdom matches. Because I heard like the last match he had with Okada was a really fucking good match. So I'll be checking that out pretty soon. Also some of those G1 tournament matches. But yeah, from there, that's all I got. Overall, decent show. Could have been a little bit more wrestling, especially coming from AEW. But with what we got, it wasn't too bad. SmackDown. Let's talk about it.
Word. They're in Wilkinsbury, Pennsylvania. Place sucked. But not super surprised because they're in Pennsylvania. Show opens with Aldis, and he brings out Cody, and essentially he's like, "I know what kind of champion you are. You want to be a fighting champion, so I'm going to get your next challenger." And that next challenger is Logan Paul, and Logan Paul comes out. He starts talking. Really good promo. Obviously, Logan Paul's really good on the mic. A line that I wrote down that I thought was really cool was that he's like, "This is the Logan Paul Levesque era." I
Yeah, the
thought that was
play
a
on the
nice,
words.
yeah,
He's
nice play
good.
on words. Yeah, after he said everything, all he said, then Cody had his turn, and Cody barred him the fuck up. it, I can't. I don't. I didn't write down exactly what Cody said, but essentially, he's like, "Man, I'm the main
You're gonna
champion.
find out.
Yeah, I'm the main champion. I'm you go. Essentially, I'm gonna put you in your place. I'm gonna let you know, like, not on my level type of thing." It was a really good promo. I thought it was a really good back and forth. Um, there's a lot of speculation on the kind of match that this is because,
It's 2 champions.
yeah, it's two champions. Cody tweeted for all the gold, but as of right now, WWE has not officially said that it's title for title or winner takes all. As of right now, it is literally just the undisputed title match, which
Okay.
I think is the route they should go. But what do you got to say?
Couple things. One, what makes Logan worthy of getting like a shot against Cody?
Well, I mean, he's a champion. He's awesome, and this is. I mean, he had a match against Roman.
That was my next point is that like he had the match against Roman too. What is it about? And it was in Saudi.
Yeah.
So what is it about like Logan Paul and these main events in Saudi that gives him like these title shots? Like I don't get it. It especially from like the whole storyline and building because that's what WWE does. This just seems like a mute kind of like feud, and then you put the possibility of like, oh, it could be for the titles, and now I'm even more kind of confused because you're not making Cody lose, and then if Cody beats Logan, he has both the United States and the World Championship, and we just got out of that with Roman. We don't want to have somebody hold 2 belts,
Right.
so it's like, and then you're like, okay, well, Logan's definitely not beating Cody, so where are we going with that? If it is for 2 belts, the only possible situation I see is the DQ, and I had
Yeah,
hit
we
you on the
talked
group
about.
chat about this earlier,
Yeah.
and I was like, that just makes the most sense to preserve both champions. So I am a little confused. Hopefully, it's not for the belt.
I don't think it's
But
going
then
to be.
again, it's Saudi. Like you got to give them a big show. You got to give them. Well, we want to see the championship belt on the line. You know, that's what they pay for these pay per views. I don't pay for
Right.
a non championship match. You know,
Right.
so
So
it's weird.
to answer that, or I'm trying to answer that the best I can. One, I think because the Saudi show is going to mostly be. I mean, it's heavily. I mean, it's called King and Queen of the Ring, so that is probably where the most focus is. But obviously, Cody has to be on the show, so they probably don't want to have two different storylines. Like they probably didn't want to make a different storyline or challenger for Logan. They probably want to like keep it maybe 5 to 6 matches, which is what they've kind of been doing besides Mania. So, and he's an attraction, not similar to like a Brock Lesnar is an attraction, sort of. So I feel like maybe they were just like trying to break two windows with one stone and be like, all right, we'll have Cody versus Logan. That way they get their attraction match, they get their Cody match, and they get a title match all in one. I don't think it's going to be title or winner takes all, just because like again, yeah, we just got out of that fucking situation. Unless it's like a 1 month, 2 month thing, like when Seth had the double belt, like when he took the US from Cena in 15. But yeah, I don't think. I'm hoping that they're. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do winner takes all. Title for title thing. And then the last thing is like I said in the chat. I don't like ending in assuming that's the main event. Ending in a DQ is a bad idea. You want the fans to leave whether it's happy. You at least you want the show to end on a conclusive result. Like that's something Vince McMahon would do is end in like a fucking DQ, like that fucking Hell in a Cell with the Fiend and Seth or some bullshit.
Right.
Like you don't want to end that show in that way, especially with the Saudi bag. So I don't think. Yeah, they're not. I don't. They're not. I don't think a DQ finish is not a smart idea in my opinion. But I don't know. I think it's one of those things we gotta let it play out because card is always subject to change type of thing. Regardless of whatever the fuck Cody's tweeting. Also, he is a very well-known liar who likes to lie, who loves lying. Like he's literally took acting classes. So I don't know. Maybe yeah. My current opinion, though, just to end it, I don't think it's going to be winner take all, but we will see. But I mean, it will be a banger match, and yeah, and I think it'll just be a quick one and done, and we'll just get it pushing.
Yeah. It's just interesting, especially because we have like the draft, so there's shakeups there. I guess you couldn't do like Cody Shinsuke or nothing like that.
They should have done Cody Almas. That's what they should have done.
Almost like the Giant,
yeah.
Like in Saudi. Why would you?
Yeah.
I ain't heard almost name in a minute
because he's an attraction, and that's that would be a crazy win for Cody, similar to when Seth beat him at Backlash. That's just a crazy win. He's a big ass nigga. Like, yeah, I would have done it, and that way, like, because we haven't seen MVP versus Cody on the mic. That sounds fun to me. I don't know, especially if it's just a quick one off.
That's what I'm saying. It's a quick little story that they could tell and whatnot.
Yeah, we got a 2-week build or a week and a half build for this. Yeah, and that's another reason why I think they did it because it's just that, like maybe they didn't want to do Cody AJ2 back to back. So they're like, all right, let's just do a quick one-off feud. Who do we got? Who would make sense? How do we break two windows with one stone? Let's just do Logan Paul.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about all the talent that they could have had, go against them, but you don't want to waste those pushes. It's like, LA Knight. You want that to be a proper build if it gets there.
You don't want them to face you don't want them to face each other. You do not want LA Knight and Cody Rhodes to face each other.
Like ever or
until one of them goes heel. Yeah, I'm gonna say ever. They're like Cody is the biggest babyface. LA Knight is like top 3, top 4. You don't you don't want the fans turning on either one of them.
It's true
because of LA Knight. Like everyone loves LA Knight. We're like a lot of people are ready for him to get a title. If he lost to Cody, there's a chance that people turn on Cody. You do not want that. And LA Knight, he naturally got all this popularity, and you don't want people to turn on him either. So if he happened to beat Cody, like all the Cody crybabies, they might be really upset about that. So you don't, I don't know. Yeah, you keep them far the fuck away. That's why I thought LA Knight was going to go to Raw. I don't think they should even be on the same show, personally.
That would make sense. Like two dominant baby faces on two polar opposite shows.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't want those pops counter programming each other or
yes,
whatever.
and so like I guess like what I was just basically just saying like the LA Knights, the Andrades, like you don't want to waste those pushes on like this short of like a span for the championship.
Yeah,
So I guess the best person to do that with, to where you're not locked into a long promo or a long story, is probably Logan Paul or somebody in the mid card range.
yeah,
It just sucks and confusing because Logan Paul has the fucking belt. But
yeah.
yeah,
And if he loses, it's a non-title match. It's not good for him to lose, but at least it would be non-title. And he's losing to the main champion, so it's not like it doesn't necessarily decrease his value because he lost to the main champion. Yeah. So I
yeah, it's
think
like it just helps you. It's like with Carmelo. Like
yeah,
we don't look at Carmelo like, oh my god, he wastes his talent. It's like, no, he hung with the champion and he lost.
but yeah, yeah, it was a good promo. After that, we get an AJ promo saying that he will face Cody Rhodes again. He was super close, but Francis singing distracted him. All this other shit. And before we get the women's match, they talked about the new announcer, which is Alicia Taylor from NXT. Mike Rome, who was the previous SmackDown announcer, essentially her and him just switched spots. He's going to be in NXT now. So now we have two black women announcing the shows on the.
And she's good.
And yeah,
she's really good.
Yeah, Alicia's good too. Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool. Cool black women doing cool shit. So, and speaking of cool black women doing cool shit,
who?
the niggas, we get Naomi versus Nia Jax, which was awesome. And Nia Jax again has not missed since she's been back.
No
she
misses.
Seems super comfortable. It seems like she fucking found herself. She looks good. Her hair looks good. Her mood, like she is doing such good work. I love it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This was a solid match. And honestly, I was okay with whoever won this. Either way, Nia wins, Naomi wins, I'm fine. They put on an amazing match. Even with the slip up they still attempted a Frankensteiner, which was like, who the fuck is doing that? It was a great spot. Nia gets off 2 power bombs in this, and then sets up her bonsai drop, and she gets the W in this match.
Yeah, Naomi does a cool ass Hurricanrana before the bond.
She does.
Yeah, which that was a really close ass 2 count. It looked real good. Them ladies were working. I'm here for it. I liked it.
I'm on the. I think if we're doing this Queen of the Ring shit, I think there's no better moment than to give that to Nia. I think Queen of the Ring for Nia does a lot for her without her having like the title. I think that like, not saying she's already not solidified, but I think it's like, damn, like the biggest woman, the strongest woman is the Queen of the Ring. I think that just fits.
Yeah, I mean that's assuming she gets past her next opponent, but we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be mad at it.
No, I think that's especially for all the work that she's been doing lately. She's been doing really solid work lately. I think, like I said, it would help her. It would put her in a different bracket. She's already in that main event bracket, but I think it would put her in that aura. You are a Queen of the Ring winner. You got the gold. You can hold that for a year, and Nia running Queen of the Ring for a year is that's a story in itself.
Yeah. Before we move on, though, I just wanted to note, because I did write it down. Yeah, Naomi was having a lot of wardrobe malfunctions on some Janet Jackson shit. Yeah, it looked like her ladies, her breastises were probably going to pop out or something. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully she gets that shit fixed. But it was I don't want to say it was distracting, but it was distracting because she just kept having to fix herself.
Adjust,
which sucks because I mean it's not only distraction for the audience, TV audience, but it's distraction for her because I feel like it's hard to get your shit off fully when you constantly have to
something might be popping out.
Make sure your tatas don't pop out and stuff, in front of all these kids and shit. But after that match, we get a Baron Corbin promo, essentially, talking about how he's back. And that gets interrupted by his King of the Ring opponent, Carmelo Hayes, who last week I was on Carmelo's side because Bobby's old head ass was hating, but now I'm on Baron Corbin's side. This young buck, this young gun
Oh,
out here talking a lot of crazy cash shit.
yeah, the tables change.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, Corbin, I'm glad you got called up, or when you get called up, or some shit, some disrespectful shit. And, Corbin's like, man, what the fuck? Yeah, it was a good,
Bro, I'm just here. I'm just trying to live. I'm happy. I'm back on the main roster. You were just
yeah,
talking shit for no reason.
yeah. It's like I've been doing this, bro. Like, but yeah, it was a cool back and forth, and seeing arrogant. It's a cool. I mean, his character has always been like, cocky, egotistical, or whatever the fuck. But main roster version, it's like, yeah, because we talked about last week was, yeah, it's essentially it's the new guy, the new kid, the new super shiny new toy who's really good, and he doesn't want to take advice from anybody, and he's kind of being disrespectful about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see the
that's
vision.
pretty much it.
At some point, he's going to get humbled because I mean, I'm going to
Oh,
be,
next round he getting humbled.
I'll be surprised if he gets past the next round, but we'll see.
Next round he getting humble pie.
Yeah, but yeah, that sets up the match. After that video package, it sets a match. Yeah, so we get Corbin versus Mello. The first spot that I wrote down was there was a point in time where they're just doing like arm drags and all this other shit, and fucking Mello's like licks his hand and slaps it back of Corbin's
Smacks his
head.
man in the back of his head. It's like, yo, what boy on?
So disrespectful. But yeah, Corbin, I would say, Corbin. He's speaking of people who found new confidence and shit. Corbin looks. I mean, I've always been a Corbin fan, but yeah, he was fucking working. He was working like he's like, y'all don't forget about me. He's pulling out some shit. Like I don't remember ever seeing him do a Death Valley driver, and he did a Death Valley driver into it. They called it a brain buster. It looked more like a suplex, but either way, yeah, he did a Death Valley driver into a brain buster. That shit was fire. Yeah, it was a good ass match, and I foreshadowed it earlier, but yeah, it ends in a roll up, which I know you don't like roll ups. I mean, most people don't like roll ups. It's not the most definitive win, but it didn't make Corbin look too weak on his debut back, and Mello moved on. So yeah.
So my initial notes in this was I was like just confused as why line them up in this first round, because Corbin just came back. He's presented as having like this major character change and being rejuvenated, but he loses. And I know like it's matches. Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. But at the same time, I was like, we just brought him back up here. You want the momentum to be on like, okay, that push. But Corbin did look great. He looks rejuvenated. His match style, his matches, or not match style, but his moveset looked fresh. He looks like he's in a different headspace. He was out there slapping or handshaking kids in the crowd and shit. I'm like, this is face Baron Corbin. I don't think I've ever seen this man like shake hands with people in the crowd.
No.
And he said something funny because like he said, yeah, I'm back up here, and last time I was here, I was broke, I was happy, but now I'm just here.
Yeah, I was a constable, I was a king. I didn't know what I was trying.
Didn't know what I was. I'm just me, and I like that because that just kind of breaks down the veil a little bit of saying like, man, like I was playing all these different characters, and I didn't know exactly who I was, and it kind of sounded like it wasn't necessarily like his fault. He was just playing a role of what they needed him to do.
Right.
Yeah, even with the roll up, he still looked low. He still looks like strong because Carmelo kind of took it as like the quick roll out, get out the ring. Like, damn, I stole one. It wasn't like Corbin sat there and was like on the mat for a long period of time. Surprise roll up, he gets out, he moves on to the next round, and hopefully we'll see what pops up for Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Man, hopefully some trades and shit happen soon. I really wanted him and Breaker to stay as a team. I think there was legs on that, but yeah, I like face Corbin. He's rarely ever been a face. My favorite version of Corbin was Lone Wolf or Broke Corbin. Those have been the two best versions. Everything else has been really irritating character-wise, but in-ring-wise, he's always been good. He's a solid in-ring worker. He protects the talent. He has a good-ass move set. Yeah, Corbin's awesome. I like.
It can work with anybody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. the worst thing about him is that he's a Chiefs fan. Like that's it.
I mean,
Fuck
them
the
boys
Chiefs.
is champs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They quarterback loves ketchup.
We get a Bailey promo, which was cool. Chelsea and Piper Green interrupted. Because essentially Bailey was like gassing up the ladies' locker room, talking about the Queen in the Ring, and then she mentioned Jade, and that's when Chelsea and Piper come out and like Piper's gonna take out Jade and all this other stuff. Really like Chelsea's top last night too. Really nice top. But yeah, that sets up or that alludes to the match later. Then after that, we get a Randy Orton promo.
Heater promo.
And it doesn't start off as heater. Start off, it seemed like
it's so fame.
Yeah, he's just I'm in the King of the Ring. I'm gonna do this, blah blah blah. And then he's like, but one, he hit him with the grandpa from Jackie Chan. I'm like, one more thing. And then and then he gets into his intense. The Viper is like, fuck Tama, and I have a sneaky suspicion we're gonna fight each other in this King of the Ring. And usually my RKs, and this is me paraphrasing, but essentially he was like, usually my RKOs come out of nowhere, but I'm gonna make sure you fucking see it coming.
Make sure you see it coming. You took out my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you never really see Randy care about another human being either, which was good. Like this was a whole different, or I wouldn't say a whole different Randy, but it was different in the sense was like, oh, he's showing care because he's like, yeah, you take out Kevin Owens now, you go and get these receipts, but also like you saw that intense, like veins started popping out and shit. Like nah, he was in his bag. It was a good promo.
Yeah,
short and sweet.
Very much so. Very short and sweet, but like the action was there. You knew exactly where his thoughts was and where he gonna like who he's going after next. I like it. I just hate that we're cycling through this bloodline shit all over again.
Yeah, my wife was saying something similar. I was trying to DT and I were trying to like we're in act. It's a new arc. It's a whole new arc. We're a whole new act. This is season 3 of the like
season 5.
Yeah, season
4
5.
years of Roman.
Yeah,
season 5 of the bloodline.
Yeah,
bro.
Season 5. I was trying to think of a show. I was going to compare it to Walking Dead. Did you watch Walking Dead?
Nah.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, yeah, we season 5. We got a whole new. Someone's taking over the gang, and getting new characters left and right.
This is like
we'll see.
And Bloodline, but somebody they were on the writer's strike. It's like, god damn, bro.
Man, what do we do? Oh, let's make the cousin the leader now.
Fuck.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like we thought the Bloodline shit was. I mean, the Bloodline shit got stale for a minute, and then boom, we got the Sammy stuff, and that was like a whole new level. And then after that, then you like the Rock and shit shows up. That's a whole new level. Like now we got these 2 new people. We got another person that's supposed to come with Fatu. Rock is supposed to come back for sure next Mania, assuming he doesn't fuck around and overschedule himself. And then we still have the returning Roman at some point. Like,
to be honest, maybe they should just throw Jacob in. Maybe Jacob does keep it fresh and kind of carries it for a while. Because, like, I think Solo is good, but I don't think he can carry the Bloodline story like Roman could. And nobody could because Roman's fucking Roman. But, like, if we're going to play this Bloodline angle and we're going to be the new Bloodline, you're going to need somebody that's highly, like, infectious to, like, watch and see. And I think that that could be Jacob Fatu as far as like, the way he wrestles and like says mic skills. Because right now they're telling a story that's going to be covered until next year. You want to talk about investment and emotional investment in the story, especially after we already got the like finish that we wanted to see. This is a tough task, bro. Like carrying this story is very difficult.
Yes, and I just feel like we got to let it play out because again, like, and we'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, like Solo showed the most characters he has ever shown since he was in NXT.
It's true.
It's only been a month and a half or so. Like we got to let it play out a little bit. I feel like
Somebody need to be the talker, though. That's my point. Is that if the Tama and Loa's not talking, Solo's just now starting to talk.
yeah,
Heyman is just scared to talk right now. Somebody has to be the mouthpiece to carry, this bloodline and carry, the direction that they're going in, and not be like the kid in the wheelchair from Malcolm in the Middle. Like I
which
need
yeah,
like
which he did better. He did better with his pacing and his breathing. And
he did,
later on, he did better.
he did,
I think
but it's
they're
like
I think
fuck.
they're gonna let it try. I think they're gonna try to play it out, or
All
let
right,
it let. And speaking of members, honestly, to also freshen some shit up, I think they should add Naya and have her and let
I'm
her
with that.
and let her, like how early Rhea in Judgment Day, how she was like before she was like super cleared, she was attacking the dudes. Have add Naya, whether she wins Queen of the Ring or not. I feel like yeah, add Naya, have her beat up some people for you, and I don't know, it'd be cool. It'd be a fresh take because there's clearly women in this bloodline, whether it's Naomi, whether it's Naya. I don't know if the Tonga twins who left WoW are related at all, but they're also some Samoan of some degree. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like yeah, Naya, give her
I
some.
think by bloodline initially, I think Nia would be the first choice.
Yeah,
Um,
because Tamina is retired, and also she wasn't that great in the ring personally, or
I,
unfortunately. So.
I think, and Nia could do the talking too if they use Nia in the same way the Judgment Day used Rhea, just as like the mouthpiece and whatnot, and then that kind of like enhances the other characters around them. Um, yeah, I can see it. I'm down for it. I'm down for anything that's different. Shake the shit up, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you do that, and then Survivor Series, you get Nia and Naomi because Naomi's with Jimmy. I'm down. Just give me something different.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So yeah, after that we get Jade versus Piper, which uh, note this is Jade's longest match, at least since the E.
That was my first note.
Um,
Yeah,
it was a really good match to me. Uh, you can see the improvement in Jade. Piper did a really fucking good job also.
she did.
Yeah, Jade did a nice super kick early on. She hits a blue thunder bomb, which is one of my favorite versions of the power bomb.
That
Uh,
was that the spin out joint.
yeah, it's the one that Sammy
Yeah,
does. It
that
I
shit was
mean,
solid.
obviously Piper is uh, heavy a little bit, so the rotation, and also I never seen Jade do a blue thunder bomb, so the rotation didn't look the greatest. But essentially, yeah, that was a blue thunder bomb, and it looked good. Um, yeah, and the only other spot I have is the last two spots. But did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
This match was a great match. It was very solid. Like you said before, this was Jay's longest match. Jay was taking bumps in this. I know I saw
Mm-hmm.
some critique that she don't take bumps. She was bumping in this.
Yeah, she was bumping,
Um,
selling. She was working from behind, which she usually doesn't do because she was always the powerhouse. And
yep.
in AEW, she was in a lot of squash matches and shit. I mean, her first two matches here were squash matches also. But yeah,
And
she was
this
working
match,
from behind.
this match left me more impressed and more interested in Piper because Piper was working like she was. I, the time length of this match gave me a lot to kind of like look forward to, and like these women. I think because they got a longer match, I was able to like see. Oh damn, you had this in your bag. I didn't know you can do this. Oh shit, that was kind of cool. So now I'm more interested in seeing. Well, okay, what does Piper look like against somebody else? What does Piper look like in a better situation? Um, Not saying that this wasn't a better situation because it was. I was just like I just didn't know she can do this, and it was interesting because I was listening to, I think her and Chelsea were on like a superstar save point with Woods, and they were both talking about how they were in New Japan and they're working in Japan. Um, Piper was doing mad work in the Indies and shit like that. Like she's been a student in the game for a really long time.
Yeah, and she was
Um,
NXT UK for the longest time.
yeah, like she has like the credentials to really get down and get busy in the ring, and I would like to see that being utilized. And granted, we are in the first season of the Paul Levesque era, so hopefully we can get some of that down the line. Maybe not as soon, but utilize her, like use her.
Yeah,
She's talented for a reason.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I like Piper. Piper's a great worker. She's been utilized better since the takeover, But yeah, eventually she's going to get a singles run. Um, I like her and Chelsea together. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, Piper's good. Piper's fucking dope. Piper, motherfucking Niven. Love you, Piper. Yeah, but yes, solid ass match. She made Jade look good. Jade hits her with a fire ass big boot, and then she gets jaded. She does the jaded. She didn't hold it. It was a quick wham bam, but it still looked good. You know, picking up fucking Piper and hitting her with the fucking jaded.
Nigga, that was impressive as fuck.
Great.
Like,
It was amazing.
what?
It was fucking. It was great.
I didn't think she was. I was watching the match. I was like, I don't think she's going to be able to hit her finisher on her. I was like, how the hell is she going to wrap this match up? Fuck that. She did that shit.
Yeah, and it looked good. Yeah, it's fucking solid ass match. Uh, yeah. So as she's after she wins, she starts walking up the ramp, and that's when Bianca comes out, gets ready for her match, and they celebrate together. Just seeing two black women, two black queens look great, having fun together. It's a sight to see. You know, I love it. But before Bianca's match, we go to a fucking commercial, and then after that, we have a Shinsuke video package. It's not a rebrand, but it's a new video package. Essentially, he's like, "Man, I'm trying to take over." I've been on SmackDown was his first show, I believe, when he got drafted. So SmackDown was his OG home, and yeah, he's trying to take over and be the boss that he at least pretends to be. I liked it. Another fire ass video package. I'm here for it.
I definitely
He
I didn't
needs.
see that shit at all.
It was a good video package. Yeah, typical talking cash shit in Japanese. Um, After that, we get Bianca versus Candice LeRae. It was a solid match. Indy is full heel now because there's a point in time where Bianca is on the outside of the ring, on the outside of the ring, and Indy chop blocks her left leg. So after that, Candice is working on her left leg the entire match, weakening Bianca or trying to weaken the strength, taking out the leg, but it doesn't fucking work because it's the EST. Yeah, other than that, there's no other big spots unless you have one. But yeah, Bianca wins with the KOD, solid ass KOD. Yeah, Bianca wins and she faces off with Tiffany Stratton. And
Tiffy time.
Yeah, and then with Jade's win, she faces off against Nia Jax. So the booking on this is very, very interesting because that means one of these ladies have to lose unless they give us Jade and Bianca early as fuck. And I feel like that's something. I feel like we shouldn't see Jade versus Bianca until Mania 42. Honestly. I think that's something you should put in the smoker for 2 years or some shit. Like we shouldn't see that.
Yeah,
match
let that cook for sure. My thoughts is that this has been for WWE. This has been the week of the knee strikes. There's been so many people getting attacked in their knees, and it's affecting their matches this entire fucking week. And I was like, God damn, how many people are gonna have that? I think it's 3 or 4 this week.
Yeah, because Randy gets attacked in the leg later on too.
Yeah, it was Randy. It was Bianca, it was Sheamus, and somebody else took a knee spot this week. And I was like, God damn, bro. So overall, yeah, the Candice Bianca match was really dope. I think she had one of the more creative setups for like the KOD because Candice tries to go for like a moonsault and she's just like, oh no, we're not gonna do this.
Yeah.
And she just not even catches her. She just moves up and puts her on her back. And like Candice wasn't expecting the KOD, and I thought that was really fucking cool.
Yeah, she hits her with an anti-air.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what that was. Definitely anti-air. Yeah, Indy's embracing the full heel work. I think they're in just an interesting spot because they didn't get to finish their story. So we'll see where Candice and Indy go from here.
Mm. So yeah, after that, Solo talks to Heyman, and this is when we have Solo speaking, and yeah, essentially Heyman's like, what does Heyman say? Do you know what Heyman says? Because I know what Solo says in the but essentially Solo's like, man,
he says he's Roman's wise man, and then Solo is making decisions like without him,
right?
Like.
And then Solo's like, you haven't talked to Roman in since Mania. Well, I have, and you lying costed us the draft, and now I'm trying to get us back to the area that we're at. And since I talked to Roman, essentially what he's you're my wise man, and I'm filling in for the tribal chief until the tribal chief gets back.
Yeah, he says some shit like.
Oh, but
He
before
says,
that, we see a little moment of intensity because he's like, "Yeah, you took us off the draft. You trying to take money out my
"Yeah,
pockets? You trying to
take
take
money
food off my table? You
my
want my kids
my
starving?"
kids' tape."
Yeah, I was like, oh, here we go. Like that. Those are those are the
Yeah,
little moments where
give
it's
me
like,
that.
see, that's what hanging out with Roman gets. Like that, now you're adopting some of Roman's mannerisms. You the mob boss now,
You now you over looking at my brother. You sending signals for him to help for help.
which was a
You
nice
asking for help?
thing. Again, continuity. Like in this era, wrestlers aren't dumb. They watch the footage, shit like that.
Yeah,
And he's like, yeah, were you
I
trying to give
trying to signal.
signals to say help me? He's like, no, of course not. But yeah, so essentially, yeah, Solo's like, I'm in charge now until Roman comes back. He hugs him, says, "I love you, wise man." Which honestly, if anyone in that family hugs me and says "I love you," you should not trust them whatsoever.
That's crazy.
Especially
I
if
didn't even
there's a
catch that.
camera. Yeah,
I
like
didn't
yeah,
even catch that.
he's
Yeah,
like, "I
because it
love
was the same
you,"
setup for Jimmy. Yeah,
and Jay, and
he
just
actually
all of it.
give me a hug. I was
Yeah,
like,
bringing
give
him.
you a hug. When the fuck did this nigga ever ask for hugs?
Yeah, but real quick, do you think Solo is lying?
Ooh,
Is that the story? Roman comes back. He's like, I didn't say any of this shit. I'm the tribal chief. I didn't answer my phone for a reason. I'm the tribal.
you think the tribal chief would make you the tribal chief? You think I'm gonna give you that title?
Hits him with
You sleeping on a rock or something, nigga?
the Robert De Niro eyes.
Uh, damn. Do I think Solo's lying? Yeah, absolutely. Because if Paul was lying, like, why do I gotta be truthful to you? I'm gonna lie to you too, just like you lied to me. You had me on this impression that you spoke to him. We all good. He coming back. I find out you lying. What? Nah, yeah, I'll be lying. I think he lying for sure.
Word. After that, we get a Andrade video package similar to his other packages when he first popped back up. Yeah, nothing of note. After that, we get Dawkins, who replaced Bobby Lashley, versus Tama Tonga, who this is his first 1v1 match.
Yeah,
Tama, and we get to see how he works, and yeah, he looked good. I liked how during the match, like commentary was like, old management would never have signed these guys. They're crazy, and essentially it's kind of making like Vince and them kind of look like a bitch in the sense where it's like they didn't want to hire him. They're too scared of him. Like, look how crazy this man. Look how crazy they are. I thought that was a nice touch.
yeah,
But yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, both were working. Dawkins again beating them allegations. You ain't gonna be the next Marty Jannetty.
Nigga.
You ain't gonna be Tucker. Like,
What?
nah, I ain't
That
getting
man
my
is
fun.
athletic.
Man, and Natty again got to hang her after jersey in her afters. Sunday, when the match was announced, I think it was on Sunday. She tweeted like Dawkins was literally at our in the dungeon for 4 hours last night in the Florida heat, working his ass off. He deserves this opportunity because there was some people that were like, "Why not give it to Tez? Clearly, Montez is the person you want to be the solo star or whatever." And it's like,
The speculation will start happening a lot sooner than what you wanted to. It's
I
already
mean,
happening now.
yeah, it's been happening for like 2 years now, and it's like this is Dawkins' time to finally get like a solo match, and yeah, he deserved it, and he looked fucking good. Like they were fucking working. Dawkins is good. It was a good match. It ends. Well, there's a Montez takes out Solo and Loa for like a hot second because Solo hops on the ring to distract the ref. He takes them out with a moonsault, but that does not last long because they get back up and Solo spikes the dog shit out of Montez,
Yep.
which cost Dawkins the match. Tama's move it's essentially the same move as R-Truth, the little Jimmy, or I think it's another name for it is called like the one shot or some shit like that. But yeah, that distraction gives Tama the win, and then after that they spike the shit out of Dawkins too, And yeah, Bloodline stands tall. They put their ones up, and Solo looks behind them to see if Heyman is doing it. And Heyman points at his hands like, "See, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm good. I'm
I'm here.
safe. I'm here.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's up. It's
it's
up.
up.
The ones is up." And then yeah, that leads us into the main event, which is AJ Styles
Whoa.
versus Randy
We get a
Orton.
Blair Davenport promo.
Oh yeah, we get a Bear. I didn't write that one down. Yeah, we get a
Yeah.
video package of Blair, which is cool.
I want to see Blair. I'm excited to see Blair. I want to see where she goes, or what's the next move or match. Yeah, I want to see Blair Davenport in the ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we get the main event.
Which I mean, I didn't at this point. I was like, I gotta eat, and this is like their third or fourth time facing, and they were both working their ass off. There's a nice spot where they're fighting outside, and AJ tries to do like a phenomenal forearm. Randy stops it. He tries to do it again, but Randy catches him. He hits him with a back body drop on the apron, like his typical back body drop thing, and then he does it on the table. And then the crowd's like, one more time. And then he does it one more time, and then he takes a little bow. Crowd was hyped for it. Also note that near the end of his entrance, Randy Orton's entrance, like as he hits the pose, the crowd was singing his song a little bit, not even 1%.
Not like France.
Absolutely fucking not.
Not like France, but they trying.
Not even fucking close. But yeah, that's what's up. Randy deserves it. But yeah, that's the only spot I really wrote down, because other than that, like they were just like super. Yeah, they were just super working. We get a fourth. Did we? No, I don't think we got a fourth.
No, there's no 450. Yeah, it was just a cool match. Like, I mean, we've seen them wrestle before. There wasn't nothing too crazy here. I will say that he went for the finish was him going for the Styles Clash, or AJ going for the Styles Clash, and it immediately turns to RKO. And I was like, I don't even know how the fuck you even get an RKO out of this. I guess he wasn't fully in like the leg locking position of the Styles Clash, but yeah, he gets the dope Styles Clash on him. He gets the win.
RKO.
And then he gets the RKO.
Yeah.
Randy reverses the Styles Clash into the RKO. He gets the win, and it sets up next week. It's Randy versus Carmelo Hayes. Yeah. And this is where the Carmelo Hayes train will end.
Yes. The only thing that can save him is Bloodline interference.
Ooh.
But I don't know. It's weird because like if there is no interference and Randy wins, then he's going to fight Tama next match, assuming Tama wins, which Tama more than likely will win. And I forgot who Tama's. Oh, Tama's going to fight LA Knight. Yeah, Tama's going to win. So yeah, so they can do it to where like because Randy cutting that promo. I'm assuming I'm going to face you in this tournament. So yeah, they could either do it to where Bloodline interferes and costs Randy the match, and Carmelo moves up, or Randy wins, and we get Tama versus Randy in the semifinals or the finals.
Okay, so right now the last couple competitors is Gunther, the winner of Kofi. I don't know if that came out yet.
It's probably going to be Kofi though.
Then Ilja, Jay, and then we got Randy, Carmelo, LA Knight, and Tama. Out of those, who do you want to see fight one of the people on Raw? Like, who do you?
I mean,
does it end up being Jay versus Tama?
I think that might be the way that they go, but I feel like it's too soon to add Jay to the storyline, especially if this is going to carry out all the way until Mania. We don't know when Jimmy's coming back yet. I feel like that might be too soon, but I don't know. It could easily be that.
Well, let's say like
I don't like Jay doesn't need to win it either though. Like he's already over as fuck.
He is, but that's the reason why I think he does, because he's at like he's almost fucking white hot where like the Yeet movement is fucking huge. King Jay Uso sounds fucking crazy. King Yeet sounds fucking nuts. If he wins it now, let's say hypothetically Roman comes back SummerSlam, that gives him, 3 months or 2 months to build from September, October, maybe like November, 2 months to build into like Survivor Series where you get the War Game shit. Like it sets up the stage for, that Mania like push for sure. It may not be too early, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jay Beast with this current bloodline for 2 months until fucking SummerSlam. And I don't know how they would do that because they're on two different shows.
How does Jay
Yeah.
win with interference involved? If we don't,
Jimmy,
if
but then it's 2v3. Sammy, like I don't. Sammy's busy with
yeah, he's
Gable.
he's
Like I
preoccupied
don't
as fuck.
know.
I mean, okay, like take Jay out the equation real quick. The way that I'm seeing think like I think Jimmy is going to have a very similar storyline when he does come back. He's going to have a very similar storyline to when Jay went solo and he went to Raw, and he's going to have to earn people's trust. And I can totally picture in my mind like Jimmy having to interact with Randy and KO and setting up like a 3v3 match at some point. But yeah, and then you got to get Jay involved at some. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we will see. I'm excited for this bracket. There's a lot of different ways they can go.
There is. Shit, man. Because even LA Knight can make the push, and now you got LA Knight versus Gunther. Like I'd take that too. Like that would be a fucking solid match. Because currently we don't have any Bloodline matches on this King of the Ring card, and that is a huge part of like WWE story right now. So I don't know. I'm interested because we have some fucking hitters, man.
Yeah, yeah, they're in a good spot to where they literally, they can literally go anywhere with how they want to do this right now. So this King of the Ring tournament, King and Queen is there. It's panning out. We were talking like, are they going to give us Jay to Bianca right now? Hopefully the fuck not. But then how did one of them get? I mean, Tiffany could easily just cheat. But EST doesn't lose. Like she's kind of like a Cena or a Roman. Like she doesn't just lose willy nilly. Like you have to do a lot to beat her. You know.
Yeah, like fuck. This one doesn't have like the full like bracket of the women's one or like SmackDown too. It just has the Raw side. But yeah, Bianca is definitely on the Cena shit where like nobody really beats her, and I'm okay with that because I think that's fair. Because right now it's Io, Zoe.
Yeah, which Io's gonna win that, and then
Io.
fuck,
Who
what's
else
the
was
other one on Raw?
Because one of them was on that live event. Hold on.
The live event was Tiffany
beat,
Meechin.
Io beat Nat. Lyra beat Dakota. Zoe beat Ivy. Shayna versus Zelina. Bianca defeated Candice. Jay defeated Piper. Nia Jax defeated Naomi. So the only one we don't know right now is Shayna versus Zelina.
So then it would be Lyra versus one of them.
Lyra versus Zoe is the next match.
Oh, Lyra versus. Oh, so then Io
is fighting faces the winner of Shayna or Zelina. Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck.
I feel like then
Io versus Shayna would be they give them time.
That's a banger. I think it happened in NXT. I'm not sure, but that's a banger. But that's like, I feel like, I think Zelina might win. That way you have a heel versus face, and then again, like how I was talking about last week, like she is the reigning, defending last Queen of the Ring. So having her win her first match wouldn't be bad. First round, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah,
I think, we got. I like it.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good month because we got what is it? What's the
Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing. Yeah, Double or Nothing.
Double
and
or
King
Nothing.
and the Queen that happened in
same
weeks.
fucking weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
But
yeah, you guys, all right, that's the show.
That's the show. Let us know what you guys think. This one will be out pretty soon, or by the time you're hearing it, it's already out. We will catch you guys in the next one. It's been real. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.